BBC Micro gave me my passion for computing, and then later on my career.
The BBC Micro gave me the ability as a blind person and student to do schoolwork and to play games, just like my sighted counterparts.
The BBC gave me my future. I did A-level in computer studies on the BBC and learned to program.
The BBC Micro gave me a start into computers. From that special place in school, I wouldn't be where I am now without that exciting inspiration.
The BBC Micro gave me a very good reason to apologise 40 years later. You see, when I was a kid, I was fortunate to own one of these, meaning that I knew more about the inner workings than any of my poor teachers at school, something which I took advantage of. Before the start of every computer study lesson, I would dash around to all the machines in the school and enter the peek and the poke codes to garble the screen and to lock up the computers, making them unusable. Something that my classmates found very amusing, but the teachers surely found extremely annoying, and they never discovered who the culprit was.
The BBC Micro gave me my O-level, probably. I mean, we had one in class that was between about 30 people all trying to get on it. So because of the lack of machines in school in 1984, I used to use my aunties all the time, and pretty much wrote my project for my O-level finals at her house, and at the same time discovered that she owned stacks of games.
The BBC Micro gave me confidence. I wasn't very studious or academic at school, however, I could code on one of these things.
The BBC Micro gave me a career in computers that still goes on to this day.
The school that I was at had a network of BBCs, and we did work on them, printed on them, did all the usual things. It also taught me about BBC Basic, and I wrote a couple of basic adventure games, and that was fun.
The BBC Micro gave me my first chance to program a computer at the age of 7. Bearing in mind this is 1992 and my school was a little bit behind.
I still have my logo programs. I think they would run if I typed them in today.
So the BBC Micro was really important to me because it was the first proper computer with a proper keyboard that I was able to access alongside the teacher that would give me guidance on programming for real. You know, I tinkered in my bedroom with my ZX Spectrum, but it was the first time I had access to a computer that could really spark the imagination and allow me to code programs. Something I've been doing ever since, and I've been an IT professional for 25 years. So it certainly stood me in good stead all this time.
And then I discovered that the BBC had got some of the best arcade conversions on any home computer at that time. I mean, I was a real pirate. I had loads of games, played all the versions of Scramble, Pac-Man, Defender, but found that some of the best ones were on the BBC. Planetoid by Acornsoft, nothing to beat it.
On my left is my original BBC Micro from when I was a kid, running Elite, and on my right is my BBC Master, actually running my A-level project.
The BBC Micro gave me an opportunity to annoy my IT teacher. I did this by writing a program that would ignore the inputs as he was trying to run a program and teach the class.
So, Mr. Dillistone, if you're watching this, then I heartily apologise for disrupting the beginning of your lessons.
The BBC Micro gave me a GCSE in computer studies. Yes, I am that old.
I had something to be jealous of, and that's coming from a die-hard Commodore 64 fan.
Hello Cave Dwellers, welcome to RMC Live. I hope you're all well. Nice to see you all in the chat. My cave is round full today with guests. I've got here with me Gary, hello. Familiar face in the cave here. Andrew, also a regular.
Hello.
And if we go to our mobile camera, we just have a little look around the cave. We've got Mark from Mark Fixes Stuff hanging around like a bad smell. We've got Ian, Monster Joysticks himself, So if you've got any with his genuine, yeah, come on, get all the genuine Sandware parts jokes out early. Let's get that done. And your chat mod for today is Rob, who is famous for Rob's Purple Rager, the Amiga 500++ board that we built on the channel. So we've got everyone, and we've also got Rachel, who is. What are you doing today, Rachel? Building. Building a dinosaur, which is brilliant. We love having Rachel here because it means we're not the biggest nerds in the cave while she's here, so that's brilliant. The purpose of today's stream, we're not using that one now, Gary, we're back on the main camera. The purpose of today's stream is it's really part 4 of the BBC series. If you were watching it, it was very history heavy, and it had to be because it's a machine that's steeped in history. So today we just want to use the machine. We want to show it in use. We want to share our memories and hear your memories of the machine. And if you're not from the UK and you've never used it before, just show you what it is or isn't capable of while having some fun along the way. And there's an auction. You may have seen a BBC Micro is being auctioned. Let's just see how we're doing. We've got the auction webpage here. It's currently at a massive, what does that say? Because I can't read from this far away.
£320.
Oh, it's gone up.
Awesome.
Which
well
is
done,
huge.
guys.
Thank you, everyone. All the proceeds from that auction are going to go to the charity Mind, and it ends at 5 o'clock today, which is in two hours' time. So it'll end while we're live on stream, and we can have a countdown and hopefully raise a good chunk of money. And any super chats that you make today. So if you look at the live chat on the stream, there's a little $ next to the chat box. If you use that, we'll total up all the super chats after the stream. I'll post on Twitter how much we've raised with a little screenshot, and we'll send all that to Mind today. So if you haven't got deep enough pockets for over £300 for a BBC Micro,
Tremendous.
then a super chat will go a long way. So we appreciate that. Let's get started. Let's get some games on the go, and let's get chatting to you in the chat room. Gary, would you do the honours if we go to the mobile cam? Can we unsheath the BBC Micro, please?
Unsheath the BBC Micro!
There it is. And before we go away from this camera, I don't know if you can see this. This is the beautifully resprayed one. So it's in really good condition, except for where I dragged the manual over it this morning and scratched it. I've already scratched it, but it still looks great. Let's go to our gaming camera. If you want to fire it up.
Oh, the infamous.
It works. That's a good sign. And our first game for today is, we're going to start with the educational titles. So if you can type the command, I'll show you what we've got in there.
Turn
actually.
our TV on, maybe.
Just turn the TV on. And can you type star dcat? Oh, we've got our first super chat. Thank you, DJ Legion, for the super chat.
Thank you.
I don't actually recall turning this off.
No, I think it just timed out because I had no input. There you go, Neil. We're good.
There we go. So can you type star dcat?
And the beauty is, Gary's not used to the keyboard, so it's literally like a child with his first usage of a computer. We're hunting for the keys.
So what we've got here is the SPI or SPI ROM and a micro SD card in the bottom. This is a device that we installed as part of the series. So these are all virtual disks, if you like. We can mount any of these disks. So if you do star deboot, we're going to go with space and then 400. And Andrew is going to tell us why he chose this game while I check out the chat. Aren't you, Andrew?
I am. I am. This is one of the many educational titles I remember from the mists of time growing up. Don't remember much about it, apart from it's about a magic telephone.
Okay. I think you just do that.
This is the genuine copy protection.
And just for clarity, that is a telephone on the right-hand side of the screen.
What sound level should we go for?
Let's have
2,
3.
So, hello everyone in the chat. Game Racer, thank you so much for the donation there.
Oh, Gary.
Yuri Nation, thank you for the donation. It's great to see we've got Kim Justice in here. We've got some regular names like Smooth MJ, we've got Retrotech Ralph, Nulani, all the regulars. And we've got Repton in the chat.
Oh, Repton. Wow.
Repton himself is in the chat.
We missed a little bit of a treat when Gary loaded the game here, because when the volume was at the right level, it said press S when satisfied.
Press S when satisfied.
I am not satisfied.
He's never satisfied.
Should we continue?
C.
There you go. So in the chat, did you use a BBC Micro at school? If you did, what games did you run? And I tell you, we've got one rule today: no Granny's Garden. It's going to be controversial, but everyone plays Granny's Garden on a BBC stream, so we're going to try and avoid it if we can. There's a lot more to see besides. Unless, I'm sure there's a level on the super chat where Granny's Garden can perhaps be unlocked.
What's it worth?
Yeah.
Bribe us.
Yeah.
How much to see my Granny's Garden?
Oh dear. Right, shall we, in RMC style, shall we read out the text in dramatic fashion?
It is a lovely sunny day. You are walking through the woods near your home and you are daydreaming about all the exciting things you're going to do this weekend. Suddenly, a loud ringing startles you. You look round and you see that's actually quite a realistic telephone. It's
quite good.
You see a brightly coloured telephone under an oak tree. The telephone is ringing. Are you going to answer it? No. Yes, go.
I think the game's a bit short if you say no.
You answer the telephone and a little voice squeaks, "Help, I'm lost, lonely and frightened. A wicked witch has trapped the kind wizard and I can't find him anywhere."
That's nice.
"The witch has stolen all the treasure and hidden it. My name is Alf, I'm an elf. I'm not very clever. Please will you help me find my way home?"
Yes.
"Thank you. Look at the screen on the magic telephone and you will be able to see my world. I want you to tell me what to do."
Kill elf with axe!
Let's see what the chat wants the elf to do.
Wood Norton, thank you for becoming a member there. Chat, if you've got any advice on what you want the elf to do, let us know. I see Frack is being mentioned quite a lot, and fortunate enough to have a boxed copy here in a beautiful golden box. So we will get Frack going later, I'm sure.
Have we got a direction, Neil? Or if not, I think north.
Play away. I'm just going to engage with the chat here to see what they're up to.
Oh.
Is that Star Wars?
That's E.T.
Oh, E.T., sorry.
It's playing the E.T. theme. I'm sure they licensed that.
Oh, yes, let's go in the cave.
It's a scary crocodile.
Yeah, Chucky Egg will get a plate for sure. Abraxas, hello Scott, thank you very much for the £10 donation there. I said all donations will go to Mind.
Go on, Gary. We're being brave here. Go
Ambrose, thank you. I'm in Australia, so I got to go to bed soon. But I can't not donate to a charity live stream. Bid often and bid high. Thank you, Ambrose.
Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, those requesting Chucky Egg, there's actually a 2009 release of Chucky Egg for the BBC, which incorporates a lot of patches and fixes, and there's even more colours. So we'll try and play that. I think it's called Chucky Egg Professional.
It is. It's playing the E.T. theme every time we move.
Why?
That's not going to get at all annoying.
So this game is using video mode 7, I believe. Do you know all about that, Mark? No? Oh, I was going to invite you to come and tell us all about mode. You could just make it up if you
could. Video mode 7 is when you take video modes 2, triple them, and add 1.
There you go. No,
that's why you're a Scientologist.
I'm going to Tom Cruise out of here in a minute.
So there were 8 video modes, numbered from 0 to 7 on the BBC Micro.
Got more music.
Here lies poor Jock. He was bitten by the croc.
Mode 7 was a special one in that it only used 1K of RAM. 40 by 25 characters, 8 colours, and it was so efficient because it used the teletext chip that's inside the BBC Micro, whereas all the others used between 20 and 32K of RAM. So if you had the BBC Model A, which didn't have 32K, there were certain video modes that you couldn't even use.
From memory, wasn't Mode 7 also requested by the BBC as part of their specifications for the computer?
The teletext capability was, so they've hooked into that. So, yeah, but the result is nice, big, clear, chunky text. But it's not great for graphics. It really does look like teletext there, doesn't it?
I think it's quite sharp.
It's got a nice look to it, you know, style.
This game is bad.
It's not a good game.
It's just like every time you move it, you have to wait for the music to stop playing.
Yeah.
Pixel Vixen says, "Hey Rob Taylor, how's it going?" Good. Gregster, if there's a Hunchback clone, please play it. Thank you for the donation, Gregster.
There is a Hunchback game, I believe we got.
No, Turn of the Worm won't be getting an appearance today.
Okay, I'm of the opinion this game's had enough now.
Yeah?
I can't take so many.
If you watch it, if they watch this anymore.
Yeah.
That is not.
Okay, the next game then is going to be another educational title that's going to need
Control break.
the participation of everyone here and on chat. Who wants to come and join us for the next one? Mark, yeah?
On the Stool of Doom.
The Stool of Doom.
And in between games, we're just going to check the old auction.
Oh, yes.
Let's have a look. How are we doing?
320 still.
320 still, right.
Amazing.
Get
figure.
bidding, people.
Let's show you what you could win if you get involved in the auction.
The BBC Micro is the hottest computer on the market. Raw 6502 power, and yes, get this Spectrum fans, a real grown-up keyboard. And this can all be yours today. Forget your neighbour's caravan or speedboat. With a BBC Micro computer, you'll be the talk of a cul-de-sac. Haha, computers! Nothing says that you're a man or woman of the future like the off-yellow shade of the BBC Micro. Wood grain is out, and mass-produced, environmentally unfriendly injection moulded plastic is in. Spreadsheets, word processing, programming. The BBC Micro does them all. And we won't tell your parents if you don't. It's practically an arcade machine. Haha, video games! Do you want it? I know you do. This BBC Micro can be yours today thanks to the RMC charity auction. Auction ends 5 PM UK time today. Bid now!
Right. Did that have any effect? We're still at 320. Well, if that doesn't G you up, I don't know what will. So, right, you want the next game. We want a Star Deboot Space 402, please. Disk 402. So this is an educational title that a load of people requested. I didn't actually play this back in the day. I'd not used it.
I had a copy of this at
But
home.
throughout the series, people kept asking for this
Wow.
or mentioning it. So it's very simple. Press 1. We'll go with finding actions.
Pod can.
So Pod has 120 things he can do. You've just got to type the words and guess. So chat, if you know anything you
Neil,
want
in
Pod
caveat,
to
it's
do.
120 clean things.
120 clean words, please. Get drunk. So this is. I'll start with my favourite that I did find. Dance.
Hey.
Oh yeah, let's go to the actual game screen.
Neil.
It's
You
just
probably want to see the game, don't you?
Yeah, that's a good
There he is.
We were having a lovely time.
We were having a great time.
Oh, Pod, you're such beautiful nightmare fuel.
The thing is, this is designed for 5-year-olds, and we're loving it.
What did you do?
Really?
Pod can
Dance.
roll.
Right, try roll next,
Let's try
Gary.
roll.
So chat, we'd like your suggestion. Someone suggest vibrate.
No, we can't roll.
Explode.
Try explode.
Try explode.
Explode.
Pod.
Oh no! What have you done?
Pod is.
I didn't think that would work, honestly.
Oh dear.
He can't roll, but he can explode.
That's right.
It's the work of a tortured genius.
Pod can grieve.
Cry.
Cry. Oh no!
Yay.
Pod is crying.
Oh,
Shocking.
no. I wonder if Mark would be in here then.
Pod is crying because he wants you to donate to that auction.
Game Racer says, Pod, this was my favourite when I was 5. Implode. We've had explode. Can he?
What is that?
Laugh.
I'm not sure about that.
I'm not sure I'll ever sleep again.
No.
ABM would like him to eat. Can we eat?
Oh, yes. Oh, air, yes. You're going to get hiccups. Sing.
Can you sing?
Oh, good one.
Good suggestion,
Shout.
Ian.
ABM says shout.
Do-
Oh, I can't sing.
Space.
Can you sing or shout? No.
Aw.
Can you fly?
Pod
He is.
Pod can bid on a
Oh! He looks a bit like a cartoon jet, Jimbo.
Yeah.
David Sutcliffe, thank you for the £5 donation. Thank you.
Thank you, David.
All super
Thank you,
chats
David.
today go to the charity Mind, as does the auction. Procrastinate.
I don't know if
gosh.
that will fit.
Gary can't spell it.
Procrastinoa.
It won't fit anywhere.
I'm waiting for him to reply with "Stop being silly, Gary." It's semi to UK only, unfortunately.
Yeah, we didn't exclude the US from the auction, but for some reason, some people are having problems with it. Yeah,
unfortunately.
So Sneeze says the chat says Socks Stewie.
He's sleeping right now.
PC Froggy says do a barrel roll.
That won't fit. I know it won't.
Drink.
Can he drink?
He's sleeping.
You have to wake him up.
Wake him up!
Oh, he can't drink.
He can eat but not drink. That's going to be a problem for him.
Swim.
Pod can go to the toilet.
He can't swim.
Drink.
No, we tried that.
You don't need to swim if you can fly.
Burp. There's 120. How are we not finding these? Frown. Twerk.
Oh, I can't.
You can engage. Engage what?
Just like the car. Engage.
Don't think he's got warp engines built in him, is he?
Warp? Can he warp? No, he can't.
Twerk? Can he bid?
Wink. Okay, I reckon we're onto a good one with wink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can he blink?
Yay!
Wow.
Oh.
So things
yes, he can.
End in NK.
He's not happy.
Can he bid?
Can he bid?
Can he bid?
He can't bid, but you can on the auction.
Can he BBC? No, he can't BBC.
Can he donate?
Can he donate?
I love if he actually donated.
Repton would like to know if Pod can blow.
Yeah. He can blow!
Ooh! Suits you, sir.
Is he going to blow that?
Yeah, what's the flower all about?
He can't die.
He can't die.
He's immortal.
Pod can flower. Oh, smell!
Carrie's getting really into it.
He can smell.
Oh, good grief.
Do you think we should play a grown-up game?
No, we're playing Pod, right? Speak. Try speak.
Speak, good one. Oh, wow.
Got that from the chat over there. Yeah, there we go.
Can Pod annoy Chloe Sinclair?
That won't fit.
Can Pod tweet?
Tweet?
No.
Who?
Pod can divorce. You see,
It's
Pod
like a
can
magic roundabout inside your head, isn't it?
Oh no, I can't. That was a different.
Lax tape.
What?
Lax tape.
What? Gary, what?
Kiss.
Lax tape, sorry.
No. Whistle. I'm sorry, I'm
That's a
trying to
good
get
one.
some out the chat here. Whistle.
He can definitely whistle.
We need to get
Yes.
Pod on Twitter and just sort of hook him up automatically.
that'd be
to respond
amazing.
to
No, we
tweets.
need to get Pod on a tea break.
That would be
That'd be
amazing.
good.
Did we try drink?
Yes.
Yeah, we tried to.
Can't drink.
Scream. Tim would like to hear Pod scream.
Scream. I'm scared to use that.
Don't put cream.
Oh no, I can't.
We don't want Pod to cream.
Creamy pods.
Will you smile?
Smile, that's a good one.
Smile.
Yep.
Hey, that's a good one. Ian with all the sensible suggestions.
Yeah.
Dan at Retro Recollection says turn blue.
Can't-
Dan
you
Wood.
can't do space, sadly.
Dan Wood in with the £10 super
Thank you,
chat
Dan.
donation for mine. Thank you, Dan. It's great to see you here.
We done dance, didn't we?
Bounce.
Bounce. I reckon he will be able to bounce, actually.
Hey, I got one.
Did we try jump?
No, it's going to be no different than bouncer. Animation
You
wise,
need
surely.
disappointment in Gary's voice right now, can't you?
Be the
No
same.
difference, it's just the same animation. Such a cheap shot.
Mark, have you done any BBC Micro stuff on your channel?
Not on video, no. I've got a few views.
Okay.
Yeah. I think we did that already, haven't we?
Did an Electron
we?
video, one of my first videos, which was how to get colour out of the composite.
Ooh.
Okay.
Other than that, no. I want to do sooner.
That's explode, isn't it?
Oh,
No, it's just grow, not exploding.
Shrink.
Right.
Can Pod write Steve Davis snooker at the age of 12?
Let's not go there.
No, that's bad.
So that is Pod can flounce.
Can Pod fly?
Right, I think we've had enough.
I think we've
Pod.
enough Pod.
Yeah.
Can we make him explode one last time?
Yes, we can.
Explode.
Expose.
Hello,
Oh,
Rob.
sorry, I
Good
didn't
to see you.
realise.
There he
Bye-bye,
goes.
Pod.
Dead.
I quite like that. I'd like to get all 120.
It would have amused me as a kid, I think.
Yeah.
I think, yeah.
I want to get all 120.
Oh, if you were 5, you would be fighting over that in the
brilliant.
classroom, wouldn't you?
Brilliant. Right, your next one then is, can you do star deboot 410?
410.
Oh,
Okay, you're going to want to read the instructions. We've got the analog joystick. Can you get the close-up
Is
cam?
this Rev?
Revs.
Revs.
So we go up to the close-up cam. Not that close. There you go. We've got the proper old-school analog joystick.
Very cool.
And we're going to play some revs.
You can amplify steering with space.
So,
Yeah.
well, you shouldn't need to because you've got the analog stick.
right.
But you
Oh,
do.
okay.
There is a clutch involved as well as gear changing. So
You do drive an automatic.
you right, you got
Oh,
all
my
that. There's all
word.
the instructions. Okay.
Okay, I've got it.
Silverstone.
You put me straight into competition.
I haven't.
Oh,
you got wing
G7LWT.
settings. Oh god.
G7 LWT says what's being auctioned, which is the BBC Micro. We'll have a quick look at the auction. How are we doing?
what are we on?
What are we on there?
330. We've gone up
330.
another
We've gone up. Well done, everyone.
Thank you.
So revs, Jeff Crammond. What year was this? 1984, 1985 on the C64.
Are you sure it works with the joystick, this one, Neil?
It does if you chose joystick when we started the game.
I don't know if we
Oh,
did.
F1 I think it is. Try now. It's one of the F keys to switch to joystick.
No, nothing.
Right, we'll restart it and read
Hang
the
on.
instructions.
Press control. Press brake again now. Clear the memory.
Clear the memory.
What was it? Deboot?
410 you said.
See, I can't see anything about joystick on this one.
Yeah, I have played it with the joystick.
Shift and F2.
Is that what you saw?
Yeah, I just saw that.
Yeah, oh, there it was. It was one of the F keys, so we'll just practice. I don't know, 20.
I did 20 on both. So much downforce you get. Because it's quite accurate.
Shift and F2.
I think so.
Go on then.
Well,
Yeah, there you go. So you've just
no
changed
pressure,
gear. You're
Gary.
in.
No,
so you,
no pressure.
you want to be in neutral.
Get us away from this bank right now.
So ignition is it? There's one of the keys to
Oh
start
my
the engine.
word, okay. This is
There you go.
Neutral, hang on.
This is so
Gary, you need
weird.
to put it in gear.
Put it in
now.
first.
There you go.
Right.
This is why you drive an automatic,
He's away.
mate.
He's away.
This is why I drive an automatic.
Change.
So for the age and everything, the sensation of speed is pretty good.
It's the best. Oh, I need to. Oh,
That's reverse, Gary.
What was ignition now?
Now, Peace Froggy says we should use a monster joystick.
We
T.
can't, sadly.
Now, Ian,
Yes.
do you do a monster joystick for the BBC Micro?
I do, and I forgot
Why
to
aren't we
bring it.
using it? There you go.
Oh yeah, I forgot to bring it. But there is an adapter.
It's an adapter that splits out to 2 sticks, isn't it?
It does.
So
Yeah.
you can-
It's basically takes digital inputs from the joysticks and
To make
makes it analog input. Yeah.
Right.
You can use it with C64 sticks.
Which is
Anything like that,
really
really.
fast.
So yeah, it's,
Maybe we need to
it's
give you more
pretty good.
downforce. Actually.
What are the sticks are you doing at the moment? Because I know you've got a Mega Drive one.
That's
neutral for
coming.
Gary, it's
Okay,
Mega
Drive
PC
one.
Engine one. PC Engine one I've just done.
PC
That's
Engine.
out there.
CD32 one,
Yeah.
eventually.
Maybe one day.
Maybe one day.
Mm.
Basically, if you need a joystick for your retro machines, monsterjoysticks.com. Ian is your man, lurking here in the background.
Ease off a bit. Gary.
Monster Joysticks also do one that's good for most Atari compatible Apex
Yeah.
stuff,
Yeah.
which is a solid purchase if you've got a few machines.
I wanted to cover as many bases
Yeah.
as I could with that one. Yeah.
James Brennan, thank you. He says £14.99
Hi, James.
for a great charity because I need Andrew's help at work next week. Have a great stream, guys.
I'll see you next week.
Somebody you
James.
know, eh?
Yep. One of my colleagues.
Nice
Hi,
one.
James. Thank you.
So yeah, Revs. Did you play much of F1 GP?
I did on the Atari.
Can you feel any similarities? Because I think
This is
when
a lot
played
harder,
this,
I think.
But just the
Yeah.
engine, just the driving, it feels very similar.
I think it's incredibly impressive when you consider the hardware
It's
involved.
so
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And they re-released it in 1986 with some enhancements, including a driving aid for digital joysticks.
Oh wow.
which was in F1 GP. They started introducing those driving aids, didn't they? And you can just see the heritage of where F1 GP came from.
I've got the box there, actually. Because they're only drawing about that much of the screen.
Yeah. There you go. Good old. That is an iconic box as well, isn't it?
Yeah. I've got about 3 copies of that. It's like the.
I loved it. Absolutely loved it on the Amiga.
Yeah.
And then as soon as I saw it on a PC with that better frame rate, I had to have a PC.
I got
it was
three
part of the
copies
reason
of the
that I
Amiga
had to
version.
move on. Yeah.
I used to name all the drivers people from my school.
No. Come on, Gary.
I'm not very good at it.
Speedy Gary.
So what do you think of it though, compared to other 8-bit racing games you've played?
Very good, very smooth. Actually, the frame rate's better than Star Wars we played earlier.
Do you want to try a competition? See if there's any other cars.
I think we'll give you some more wing as well, Gary. The 20's a bit low.
Give you some more wing.
He's got some wing.
I think we'll have to restart it.
Lawrence Cuthbert built his own steering wheel and foot pedals for this game.
That's cool. That's good.
Doug from the 10-minute Amiga Retrocast is here. Hello, Doug. Good to
Yo,
see you.
Dougie!
Show me the number, Gary. Was it 410?
410. Which I think is code for something.
Smooth MJ says, did Grand Prix ever come bundled with an Amiga box? I don't remember Grand Prix being bundled with an Amiga pack.
It might be getting mixed up with the infamous Days of Thunder that was bundled with
Days
the
of
Amiga.
Thunder was, yeah.
Nigel Mansell's Grand Prix was bundled with the A1200 Race and Chase pack.
Yeah, Nigel Mansell. It might have been with the CD32 as well, Nigel Mansell.
Might have
Not a bad game, but I think it was the same as another game we played.
There was this whole slew of games that were like Super Monaco, weren't
Yeah,
they? Like
yeah.
Nigel Mansell's and all the others. And they were all a bit samey.
Not this game.
Wild, weird, and.
Holy smoke! Guys, Jamie Turner from One Click Print.
Wow.
Hi, Jamie.
£99 and 99 pence.
Oh, thank you, Jamie. That's brilliant.
Thank you, Jamie. That is amazing.
Amazing.
All of that is going to the Mind charity. Wow.
The Mind
Incredible. Thank you, Jamie.
Thank you.
For Granny's Garden.
He hasn't requested Granny's Garden.
If he wants to play Granny's Garden, we will.
Yes. Here you go.
Wow, that's amazing.
Thank you so much. That'll make a real difference.
You could have stretched to 400 though.
He's never happy. Never happy.
Never happy.
Never happy.
Sorry, Jamie.
I feel like as a co-sponsor.
Need to put it in
now, I
gear,
should
Gary.
match
Oh,
that
we haven't done
some
that.
way. Actually, I'll tell you
Was
what.
it Shift and F2?
We will match that as a co-sponsor.
Oh, incredible. Right.
Yay.
Monster Joysticks Ian has just said that he will match the $99.99.
Wow.
Oh, thank you.
So amazing. Thank you.
That's
Well,
nice.
we're co-sponsors, so you know. Good man.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Put it there. You're a good man. The other day when I was slagging you off in chat, I didn't mean it.
It's alright. In the line, I mean.
Come on, Gary.
So while you're playing that, we mentioned Rob the mod earlier. Did the Amiga 500++ board. I've actually got a box next to me here, which I'm going to show you.
Oh, exciting.
Are these available yet? Am I allowed to show these?
Shortly, they're prototypes.
Prototypes,
The
okay.
proper ones are due because of the China issues at the moment.
Right.
Delay manufacturing and delivery. So
Right, okay, so
Put more wing on. which
these are
means
going to be
you've got
available
more-
soon. They've been held up by the
Let's play
whole
with the keyboard.
Chinese virus flu cold situation. Coronavirus? What are they calling it now? They've given it a number. haven't they?
Coronavirus.
Corona.
The man used to come around the van and deliver it in the 70s.
Andrew, can you do the close-up camera?
I certainly can.
So there's a
Quick
selection.
look on
Why have we
camera
got a selection of boards here?
they just have different colours.
Just different colours. So, not happy with reverse engineering the A500 Plus. Rob has now reverse engineered the Commodore 64.
Wow.
So soon, fresh new PCBs will be available for you to transplant your chips into.
Fantastic.
Amazing.
Any C64 fans out there? Oh, we've got some more donations as well. Asnivor with £10.
Oh, wow.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Dan from Retro Recollections,
Wow.
£10. Thank you.
Thank you.
Dan.
Wow, this is awesome.
This is amazing.
Yeah, so let's get a good shot of those. There we go. So if you're in the market for...
The wrong way.
There we go. Focus. It's all identical, isn't it? Is there anything to say that it's a replica on there? Yeah, there we go. Reverse engineered by Rob Peepo Taylor. Oh, is your wife's name hidden on the board
No,
again?
no,
Not this time.
no.
It's my name.
The final designs are slightly different to those what you should
Gary, you need to change out first gear.
I was looking at the board.
Gary, you're doing a lap in first gear on the Formula 1 car.
I was looking at the board.
Where can they get these from when they're available, Rob?
They'll be in my Timby store.
Do you want to put the link in the chat?
Yeah.
So Rob's going to put the link in the chat if you're interested in these or the A500 Plus.
And Rob, do you
Plus,
have
plus.
any kind of a special code for people in the chat?
Oh yeah, we've got a discount code at the end.
Oh, he's going to give you a discount.
Can you put it in the chat description?
Is that 90% discount? Is that Rob?
90%. Neil knows how to bargain. Neil's haggling skills at work.
Retrosec says Mark Break Stuff has gone for a poo.
I haven't. I've gone for a sit in a chair, but I might have to later.
Should we put him on the comfy corner chair on the camera just so you can see where he is?
We'll prove it.
He's in the comfy corner.
Yeah, prove he's not in the loo.
Hello! Hello! I'm being kept against my will.
Shut up and recap.
I was born at an early age.
Pixel Vixen, thank you so much for the £5.
Thank
Very
you.
much
Thank you,
appreciated.
Vicky.
Thank you.
Smooth MJ says, I love Neil knows all these talented people.
Where? Was someone else coming then?
That's actually, sorry, we just saw another car on screen. It was actually quite detailed for a moment when it went past.
I could see the textures.
You could see the very textures, could you?
Fizzy Mint, what are you guys eating later?
Oh my word, I am.
It's mandatory when Gary comes that we have to go for pizza.
It's true.
Pizza later.
I love pizza.
Shall we tell the but? It's a two-man job. There you go. Right, you've not done a lap yet.
Let's go second gear.
I cannot go do a lap. I can barely do the first corner. This is
The problem Gary's having is he keeps doing laps and trying to do laps in first gear in the Formula 1 car.
Less than 1 minute to go. Why have you
I
spun
don't
there?
understand. You literally press it a little bit and the car spins out. It's almost
Can I have a
impossible.
go?
Yeah, you please do.
Oh, watch this. Neil's going to be like... He's in the cave all week practicing.
Hang on, I'm stuck in reverse.
The yellow button.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
340 on the auction. Well done, everyone.
Wow, amazing. Thank you.
Right, I'll do your deal.
Yeah.
If we happen to make it to 400, I will throw in the micro SD reader and the spy ROM
Wow.
that we're using now.
I cannot say fairer than
If we
that.
make it to 400,
You just did.
You can't be any fairer than that.
Whoa! I've taken off. Right, you got to slow down for these corners.
Yeah, you do, but it's not easy. It's really hard.
Can you turn the key, please?
No, hold on the T button.
Thank you.
That's a weird. Yeah, I'm not overly fussed with
That didn't carry through to F1 GP,
No.
did it?
It's not much of an arcade racer, is it?
I don't think it's meant to be in fairness.
This is more of a proper simulator than a...
It's the real hardcore simulator.
Was there a steering wheel available? I'd love to play this on a steering wheel.
Really?
It probably was.
Really? What is wrong with you? Really?
Some more super chats, Neil?
Let's have a look at the chat. We've got Andrew S with £5. Thank you. Jamie Orlando. Hi there from a US Amiga fan. Love your channel. Thank you, Jamie.
Wow.
All super chats are going to the charity Mind today, so thank you for the $10.
Did we have a total for super chat?
I don't know that I can see
okay.
a running total.
That's a shame.
No, I think it's maybe the end of the stream.
Yeah, I think it sort of tots it up at the end, so we can have a nice surprise later.
We've done well already. Thank you,
It's
everyone.
fantastic. So generous to everyone. Thank you.
Let's just have a little clip here of where the money will be going.
Yeah.
It's just a short clip. We're not going to turn into Comic Relief and give you 10 minutes of where the money's going, but just a little reminder of where everything's going, because I think it's a really good cause.
There are a number of misconceptions surrounding mental health. There's an enormous stigma. Britain is a country, perhaps more than any other, where you might say that the national emotion is embarrassment. And nowhere is that clearer than when it comes to issues of mental health. We're addressing a real crisis. 1 in 4 people in any given year suffer from a mental health condition. The greatest cause of death amongst men under the age of 35 is suicide.
Someone mentioned Mind to me. I went down one evening and I was fortunate that one of the staff there was able to spend some time with me. He just reassured me that what I was living on this, people who, as I put it, they got it.
My first experience of Mind was through a recovery centre in Hackney called Mind. Just went there and it was fantastic staff, discussion groups, art, empathy, compassion is at the forefront of the organisation.
They really do help people, and they care as well, and it's very, very obvious that they're there because they want to help people, not just because it's their job.
We are Mind, and we are working together to make a huge difference for now and the future.
Interesting.
So there we go. That's where everything from the auction and all of your super chats today are going to. What are we sitting at there, Andrew?
340 at the moment.
340.
Wow.
So as I said, if we go over 400, we'll throw in the micro SD card reader.
I think we've had more super chats money wise now than what's bidded.
I don't know. We'll have to tot it
We'll
all
have
up
to take
later,
that.
but it's
Amazing.
going well.
Absolutely amazing.
So thank you, everyone. Thank you so much.
you, guys.
Thank you for hanging out. Let's go for our next game.
Is it something platformy?
And Neil Harris has just donated £5. Neil also donated one of the BBC Micros that we're using.
Neil.
It's
Good job, Neil.
not the one that we're auctioning off. The one we're auctioning is one that I bought myself. So don't worry. I'm not auctioning off donated kit. But thank you. It's good to see you here, Neil. So the next game we're going to go for, and we will be taking game requests later, by the way. I just wanted to work through a few that are worth sharing with you, I think. So deboot 416.
416. Here we go.
Oh, now this is a great game. This is
You can jump, run, duck, and fire.
2 games, Strikers Run sequel, codename Droid, kind of action platformers.
It's the better game.
Strikers Run, you think?
Yeah.
So Codename Droid's got brutal difficulty, as we discussed
too hard,
earlier.
yeah.
Strikers Run, it would, I doubt it did, but you could almost say it influenced Halo, because it's even got that you can get into vehicles.
It has got vehicular combat.
Yeah.
Hang on. You're saying this is the inspiration behind Halo?
I won't be surprised if there is some inspiration from this in Halo.
Are you
because
making this up?
I'm not saying it definitely is. I'm saying, but you can see that there's possibly some inspiration here, because the fact that you're kind of a super commando running around in a rough world.
Well,
it's uncanny.
We'll see what the chat makes of that.
Running
Probably
around,
not.
Super Commando.
Yeah, chat. If you think this was the inspiration
You can
behind
throw
Halo,
grenades,
then
can't you?
let Andrew know.
You can get into like ships and fly around and
Yeah.
stuff.
This is just
You
like
can't go in
Halo.
the.
Yeah.
Can you go in the buildings? I can't remember.
I tried, I couldn't do it.
Foo
Well
Flies has donated £5 and says a worthy charity. Thank you, Foo
Thank
Flies.
you.
Thank you.
Undisclosed VIP says nerds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Republica Old Gamer, greetings from Brazil. Hello, Republica. Good to see you. Retro Texas, this is way better than Comic Relief. Well, we have got Lenny Henry lined up to come on in a minute, so we'll give you some stand up.
Gary, that's a mine, I think, on the floor.
Yeah, I've already tackled one of them.
Yeah, that's it.
Good shot.
Burkant says Halo is just a remaster of this game.
Exactly.
$20 from Doug at 10-minute Amiga Retrocast. Thank you
you.
very much, Doug, for the donation.
Cheers, Doug.
Doug runs a really nice Amiga channel. I know I've got a lot of Amiga fans out there, so go and give his channel a subscribe if you want some more tasty Amiga content.
So what do you think of this?
In the back.
Graphically, I think graphically it's pretty good.
Very good.
Nice. It's better than Halo.
Exactly.
Oh, look, a graveyard near a bombed out church. Look, some kind of helmet on top of a rifle.
Mad Pete. Hello, Pete. Good to see you. Pete says, all right, dudes. Great cause and something that it still takes real courage to admit to and overcome. Well done, lads. And that's a £5 donation.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, they're all coming in.
Yeah,
Game
no.
Racer, $4.99. Keep it up.
Wow.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Game Racer. Ben Rattigan, great charity. Well done, everyone. £5. Thank you, Ben.
Wow.
Donations are not mandatory. We just appreciate you hanging out, but it's great to see them coming in. Thank you.
One more hit, you've had it.
Gregster says this is like Green Beret.
Oh,
It is a bit Green Beret, Russian attack. It's
yeah, Greenberry's the better game, I think.
The scrolling is not the smoothest, is it?
It's impressive for the hardware, I think.
I just love how they die.
They did make this for the Electron, but it was no scrolling. It's just flick.
Right, you can get in that now. Fly around,
I
Gary.
never had this on the
Okay.
Electron.
If I remember, Codename Droid was the smoothest scrolling one.
Yeah.
wasn't it?
Now it's Choplifter.
Can I fire?
Yes.
Yes, it's
Well, you could have.
you could have.
Oh, Gary.
Frank Gervitz says, greetings from my Retro Man Cave calendar.
Hello.
Okay.
Hello.
He's donated €10. Hello.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, the calendar was a great success. We'll definitely be doing the charity calendar again. September, I'll be inviting you to donate your pictures. October, we'll get it on sale.
You can jump over them.
And see what we can raise for that. Smooth MJ says scrolling is on a par with the Amstrad, so not so bad in my eyes. Yeah?
He's my mate. I didn't realise. I was shooting my friends earlier.
I mean, I think the graphics are nice and clear, though.
It's fun to play. I did have a little play on this.
No colour clash.
Back in the day, this
I like
would have been
it.
described as cartoon-like graphics or realistic graphics,
Yes.
wouldn't it?
It would have been, yeah. We had a lot of pink mountains.
Well, I can tell you, BBC Micro Magazine said, this game will impress you. The graphics are stunning. It should be in every collection.
Every collection.
Every collection, yeah.
Yeah,
£2.
it is good fun.
Well, the skeleton animation.
£2 donated by Chris Appleton.
Thank you.
Thanks,
AKA,
Chris.
that's Pillock, isn't it?
That is indeed.
Yeah.
Thank you, Chris.
Sorry, Pillock is his nickname. We didn't just call him Pillock.
You don't just call him a pillow. No, but I mean, even the animations of the skeletons when people die is quite good. You block that grenade with your head.
I did.
Yes.
I was meant to.
You skillfully stopped it with your cranium.
Right. Die, thank you.
Ah, Castardo's here. Hello, Castardo.
Hello.
My Netherlands friend.
They destroy each other, which is fun.
Castardo's coming over for Margate Play Expo. I don't know if anyone else in the chat is going to Play Expo Margate. Let us know. I'm in two minds. I don't know if I'm going yet or not.
Well, I will be there if you do go.
Danny Roberts has donated £20.
Wow.
Thank you.
Thank you, Danny. Very, very generous.
Don't blow it up this time, Gary.
I'm trying to figure out how to shoot. How do you shoot?
Probably best not to shoot those barrel full of fuel.
Gregster wants some parallel scrolling. I don't know that you'd get parallax scrolling on a BBC Micro.
Bit of a push.
Did you know that
Oh dear, that's my
these
friend.
helicopter animations were the inspiration for the entire series of Blue
Airwolf.
Thunder?
Blue Thunder. Yeah, well, Blue Thunder was rubbish, so the Airwolf were inspired.
I didn't want to say Airwolf.
Yeah.
I frantically went through my brain for something that wasn't Airwolf.
Yeah, but then again, there is an
my
Airwolf
goodness.
connection.
Right, guys, we've got two donations.
there is
Oh.
Ian from Pixels at Dawn has sent us £20.
Thank you, Ian.
Mind,
Thank
fantastic
you.
cause that deserves every penny. Tim Wold, this is Tim from our Discord chat.
Oh, yes.
I think that is Tim from the Discord chat, and that Tim Wold is, yeah.
I'm not sure it's
Since I recently bought a BBC, so I'm not bidding, he's
Yeah.
donating £100.
Oh,
wow.
thank you, Tim.
Wow, well done.
Thank you
Tim.
so much,
you.
Tim.
Everyone's been so generous.
Thank you,
Amazing.
everyone.
Absolutely amazing.
Oh, you can do something with that. I can't remember what it is.
£100 Super Tech Boy, not $100. It's even more than $100.
Oh, my-
Crazy.
Maybe not. Maybe I'm thinking of something else.
You lied to me, Ian.
Sorry.
Yeah.
How? I mean,
Oh, you.
I loved playing this game back in the day. I absolutely loved it. I got it.
Real diversity of graphics as you're going along. I mean, I know obviously there's some reused assets, but now there's a milkman with a Hangout.
Yes.
It's the palette is quite CGA-ish, isn't it?
Very much.
Yeah, very
magenta.
CGI. It's a good game, but I think Green Berry's the better game.
Yeah, but when you were, I grew up having a BBC like this, and I had friends with Spectrums, and while I didn't live in a world of black backgrounds and colour clash,
No.
I was always the poor relative for licensed
Because you
games.
did the licensed games.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
True.
Well, I had an Electron, so it was the same, but I was the poor relative of the BBC.
Yeah.
owners. Oh look, there's a cut down version for my computer.
I'm just seeing if I can find a running total because people are asking.
Yeah, I'm curious myself.
Yeah, I can't see any in my YouTube control room, so we'll have to tot it up afterwards.
shame.
I'm afraid. But it's huge.
Yeah,
I can
it's
already
so much
tell you
everywhere.
that.
Yeah, it's definitely way more than the BBC goes for.
How much
And
is
this is not
how
even
much is
the
our
auction.
auction doing, Rob?
Mark Heslop, £19.99.
Wow.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mark. That's Mark, who I did a retro road trip to in Bournemouth, who's doing his Spacewalkers game.
Hey, Mark.
Thank you, Mark.
Hello, Mark. Good to see you.
What's with all the 99 pences?
Yeah.
Is there some reason? Because it can't be that everybody's just putting 99 pence. It's
No, it
easier
can't
to type
be.
20.
It
Might be
is.
something to do with the system.
We're not gonna complain. It's wonderful anyway.
No, I'm not complaining. I'm just curious.
Mark Richardson with the £4.99. Thank you.
Thank you.
Should we get another game on the go?
Yes,
Yeah. So control break 2,
Let's
set
see
it,
what
Gary.
I've got here. We'll have another little check of the old auction between games. What are we sitting at?
340.
340.
40, not bad.
Oh, there's so much.
I know there's
money
there's hundreds of people waiting out there to snipe it at the last second.
Can't believe it.
Yeah, there could well be the last minute snipers. So we'll hit that auction site live at the last minute.
I'll get my
We'll see
phone
what
out so I can
happens.
see who's the.
Could be a
winner.
massive, anticlimax if it doesn't change, but it's still already. I would be happy if
Oh,
it just
yes.
sold at that.
That's incredible.
And
Well, that's
So
over
generous.
twice what it's worth.
Yeah. And with all the donations.
I'm aware it's over the odds, so that's why I'm going to throw in.
Well, someone just donated
those extras.
$4.99 at this stream. That's 100% more than
It's crazy.
Right, let's get the next game loaded.
What's our
up.
next?
God, what's our next? I want some realistic graphics.
Oh, okay. Let's not use the BBC then.
Should we take a request?
If you
Yes.
want to,
Yeah. Do you want to fire up the menu? So just
So
shift break.
shift and break go.
Shift and break.
A few more donations. We got $9.99 from Steve Jukes. Thank you, Steve.
Steve.
Wood Norton, £20. Great channel and charity. Wonderful series on the Acon machines. I programmed a Beeb to do the election results in 83 and 87
Oh,
for
wow.
World
Lord.
Service.
That's cool.
Also loved the Vac Station video. Did you ever get the GUI working? I will tell you that in just 1 second. Spitfire RAF, £10. Great cause. Well done, guys.
Lovely.
Thank you so much,
Thank you.
everyone. So we are inviting your requests in the chat. There is a condition. If you want us to play your game, you have to teach us something about it. We want a factoid to go with it.
Or give us a memory.
Or a memory. Yeah, fact or a memory. And then we'll choose.
No
what
text
we say.
devices.
Yeah.
Spam the chat with your requests and we'll
I think
choose
you
one.
can use the left and right keys to flip the pages.
You are correct, sir.
Now the question was, did I get the GUI going on the Vac Station? Short answer is no.
Okay.
The hard drive just wasn't big enough to get all of the dependencies installed. And I was approached. I was approached by someone who was a programmer and really wanted it to code on, so I agreed to sell it to them because I didn't have the cave at the time. I was doing it all from my spare room and I just didn't have the space to put it there. So I sold it to a programmer so it would actually get used. So that was that. Okay.
Right, yeah.
Blagger, Frack, Citadel, but you're not giving us reasons. Attic Attack, you've got to give us a reason. So request your game and tell us why you're requesting it or give us a fact.
Citadel is a great game, but it's a bit long play.
Attic Attack, the fact is it was based in an attic.
Bladder. Blagger's very hard from what I can remember. It's like really...
Can't see Attic
See, I
Attack.
said to Andrew earlier, I believe that Citadel is sort of a precursor to the Metroidvania type genre,
Yes.
I think, because it's that.
It
bind
feels
and
like,
blow.
even if it isn't, it definitely feels like it.
Mm.
You know?
We do it.
Sort of a bit like Castle Excellent on the MSN.
Well, so far the only fact we've had from you is Attic Attack because the fact is it's based in an attic.
And you actually own a copy of this, don't you, Neil? Attic Attack by Ultimate.
Have I? I've got
I
Alien
definitely
8.
saw one somewhere
I've
around
got
here
Alien
earlier.
8 here.
That's probably for the
Yeah.
Spectrum, I think. Though.
A couple more donations. $5 Super Tech Boy. What were Alan Sugar's thoughts on the BBC Micro?
I don't know. We'll have to ask him later.
I reckon if the auction got to £400, Alan Sugar might make an appearance.
Off camera, of course.
Yeah,
He's
of course.
he's quite
He's quite
camera
shy.
shy. Give him a call.
And Micro Master Retro Edition, £5. Great charity now. Thank
Lovely.
you. Dave Lee, £90.81. Oh, 1981. That's where that one's come from.
Very good.
Really enjoyed the series on the BBC Micro and a worthy cause. What's Tapper's reason?
Yeah, it's because they're fond of memories sneaking into the school network and playing.
That'll do.
Tapper.
Retro recollection.
Okay, Retro Recollections. Tapper I
if
used to
it's on
sneak into the school and play.
Tap and then title it.
Tab.
Yeah, we'll play this a bit later. This is Ultimate, play the game, Alien 8. It's actually, if you don't know what the game is, it's really hard to make out the title of it.
Yeah, you can't read that.
Yeah, Alien, but really nice box.
Look at that.
I've got that on BBC
Look at all
as
these
well.
logos you never saw on the BBC back in the day. We've got Bally, we've got Midway, we've got Sega
Yeah.
on the BBC. This
By
is
Micro Power, so that means I won't get booted out of the Micro Power collectors group that I spammed this link into. Thank goodness. Saved by the bell. Hello, everybody. Maybe we could try Rubble Trouble later. That's a good
It's not very.
You having trouble with the keys?
There you go.
Oh, what happened?
The lid wasn't on.
Yeah, I haven't got the lid screwed on because I put the speech chips in earlier.
The other games were fine. I think it's just this one. Poorly coded.
Very harsh review there.
You haven't even got past the menu and it's poorly coded.
Select BAE. Okay, B.
Hello, Kai. So, Andrew, I heard that this game was the inspiration behind Tomb Raider.
That's right. That's right. You can see this.
Oh, snap! He was drinking. Yeah. Oh, there we go.
What I will say is it's a nice full screen game.
It's very good, isn't it?
It actually plays very well. It's Tapper. I like
There's a lot
Tapper.
going on.
At least it's not playing like some games on the 8-bit systems where the conversion being a postage stamp.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
Tim Wald asks, did the BBC have a joystick? Yep. The BBC
We have
has
one here.
an analog joystick. Do you want to give a close-up of that, Andrew? Tim can have whatever he wants after his donation. There's the close-up. So that's an analog stick by Voltmace. I think I've got it in a magazine over here. It was £12.99 when it was new.
Yeah. It was definitely in the back of Electron user, I know that.
It's down there on the floor. I'm just going to grab that magazine.
Oh, alright. I wanted the dancing girls.
Well, taking over the cave. Do not adjust your sets.
Get back in your box.
Oh, yeah, there's loads of cats back here. Oh no! Yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
What are we looking at? The 3S?
It's not the twin, is
There
it?
you go, Andrew. Do you want to get the close-up on that?
Yeah.
Because there was one model for the Acorn Electron that went into the +1, and then there was a separate one for the BBC. Yeah, very different interfaces.
Tim Wall says, the joystick and pad needs more stuff. Maybe you should have got again.
It uses a bespoke.
Do you mean the monster joystick, or any joystick that you get from the BBC? It's not 9-pin. It's
It's an analog pin. It's like a 15 pin.
15 pin. Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. Don't even know what I'm going to be doing.
The support for a joystick on the Beat was quite low.
Yeah. Even with the Electron, if you wanted to play a lot of games, what you'd have to do is load a joystick program first, and then you'd load your program in after that.
Yeah.
Do you have to? Is it compatible between the BBC and the Electron? Do they take the same joystick?
Yeah, they take the same joystick, the same adapters and all that sort of stuff. You just need the +1 on the back of the Electron.
You do.
Yes. So Paul J with £10. I'm glad to see the Beeb finally getting some decent coverage. I have one, and it comes out regularly. Thank you, Paul. That's a £10 donation. And Nulani with 35 NOK. Now, I'm not sure what NOK is.
Danish krona.
Danish krona. So thank Norwegian.
Sorry, Danish.
Sorry. You make a lovely donation, and then we call you
The wrong
Danish. Thank you, Nulani.
Okay.
Quick, Gary at the top!
Oh.
Can I be the annoying child in the arcade?
Yes.
Okay. Go get the top, quick! Get the top, get the top! Go, get that one! Let me get that!
And another donation from our friend Robin Block.
Oh, thank you, Robin.
He says, "This is incredible. I'm inspired watching the live stream and the auction unfold. Great work. Hello, Neil and Andrew."
Hi there, Robin. Thank you.
Robin, if you have any of your recent projects you want to share with us, do pop them in the chat and we can take a look. Paul says, how rare are copies of Snapper with the original Pac-Man graphics? Do we know about this?
Sorry?
It says, how rare are copies of Snapper with the original Pac-Man graphics? So did they release a version of Snapper and then
I don't think they're terribly
have to change
rare.
it? I don't know.
Well, Snapper, I remember,
I've got a
I
copy
don't
of
know of any
Snapper here.
controversy, but I had Snapper on my BBC as a kid.
Yes,
and it was a blatant Pac-Man clone.
Oh,
It
it's
was
just
perfect.
Pac-Man. It's just Pac-Man.
I think I even called it Pac-Man. I didn't call it Snapper.
Yeah, I had Snapper on the Electron on cassette, and then later on when I bought Electrons, I got one on cartridge, which is quite good.
Well, you're going to forget all the other games that you've played when you see this. I've got a copy of Business Games.
I played that.
Oh, wow.
I played that on my Electron.
Do you play business games?
Yeah. There's two games, isn't there? There's
Business.
Telemark and I can't remember the other one. Let's have a look. Yeah, business games on the 8 on Electron. Stockmark and Telemark. I didn't know what I was doing. I was just plugging figures in. It's like a BBC basic typing.
Donation from Kai there, Neil.
Donation from Kai. I think
chat from Kai.
I think my chat. Oh, there it is. Yeah, sorry, my chat froze. We've got £10 from Kai Robinson for an excellent worthy cause. Great job, Sad. Thank you, Kai.
And I think, Neil, we need to go to the auction. Rob says there's some breaking news.
Breaking news from the auction. Okay. We're going to go to the auction page. What are we sitting
It
at?
was on 340 and it's
360.
360, another 20.
360.
Thank you.
Thank you. If you're bidding on the auction and you're in the chat, say hello. It'd be interesting to know who that is. If you want, you might want to be a secret bidder, but
that's right.
There's a secret bidder, a bidder with money. What are you doing, man? I don't know.
Someone put 50p in, Mark.
I'm a secret BBC bidder. Do you want to sit down here?
No.
You sure?
Yeah.
It's not been at the bottom of a well.
oh, you're getting some love. Anthony Roberts says, "We love you, Mark."
Thanks, mate.
It's just if he doesn't say anything for 30 seconds,
it just bursts out.
Something bursts out.
It does.
So, Gary, what do you think of this?
What's your opinion on Tapper?
Really good.
It's really good to watch as well, actually. Tapper always reminded me of one of those LCD Game & Watch type things, like Paint Factory and all those.
Yeah, I can get that. I get on board with
Retrotech says, I think we should donate another chair. I'm sure we've got another chair somewhere.
I had a nose.
Oh, I'm taking it up to the attic. It's in the attic.
It's in the haunted attic. We'll let you have one more go, Gary. And
Okay,
then you have to
one
have
more
your
go.
I just play until Neil says
tomorrow.
next game.
So we know you're on a stream. Gary does the gaming for us.
This reminds me of Wreck-It Ralph now.
Oh.
That's all I think of when I see Tapper. Is Wreck-It
yeah.
Ralph. That was such a great film.
Fair
and
enough.
2's good too.
I actually played
I like 2 more
an
for
original
Gal Gadot.
Tapper machine on holiday in America about
Oh, did
20
you?
years ago, yeah. And I found it very hard in the arcade to play. Because...
Oh, it's got a Mountain Dew advert there.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah. Something you couldn't buy in England.
No.
In
No.
the 80s.
That's quite unusual, isn't it? Yeah.
Maybe they just didn't even know what it was and just thought it was like some kind of period poster. Or
The Man Cave UK has come into chat. He says the real Man Cave is here.
That's fighting talk.
Oh, Rob, keep an eye on him, Rob.
The Man Cave UK.
Oh no, it's that
Gary.
Mark Brook.
I got it. I got
no.
it. I got it.
Are we the funky bunch then?
I don't know.
That's from Electron Ash.
Hello, Ash.
there. Ozone. How are you?
God.
Let us know, Gary, when we can move on.
Oh, we can move on anytime.
You're done?
I'm not invested in it. It's fine. It's like
Is this like the Smurfs and Zombies level?
We only managed one player.
it's fine. No,
What you guys don't realise is that we actually sometimes leave Gary at the end of the stream just playing and telling he's on stream.
He's just here from one week to another. He's got a drip with food in it.
So, I hope you all enjoyed the BBC Micro series as it unfolded over the weeks. The highlight of the series for me was that it presented the opportunity to actually speak to Steve Ferber, who was the designer, the principal designer of the BBC Micro. It was incredible to sit down for an hour and just have that door open to be able to chat with him. So, if you haven't seen that interview, there's a couple of minutes of highlights here from my chat, and I've put a link in the description. So maybe later, go and give it a watch if you're interested in finding out more. But here's a few bits from Steve. To the cave, Steve Ferber. Welcome, Steve.
Hello, I'm glad to be here. Well, I think in general, I was happy with it. I was very nervous. There were hardware components of the machine that I thought were too near the edge. Okay, so I would have liked to have had more time to design it to be more robust. And this did come out if you took it into the Australian desert at 35 degrees C, things would start to fail. And there were the chips that drove the DRAM. These were NatSemi 81LS95 chips. And other suppliers came with chips with identical specs, which we plugged into those sockets, and they just didn't work. And so clearly we didn't know why they didn't work, and equally we didn't know why the 81LS95s did work. But something in there had a fairly low tolerance on it, and it's rather surprising that this never came home to roost 1.5 million machines later. Well, I think the thing I'm most proud of is the intrinsic performance and efficiency we got from
the fundamental design of a single memory working quite hard to support both processor and video, and the trade-offs that allowed. I mean, it was a very small memory by today's standards, stupidly small, but you could choose higher quality display, the cost of less space for code and data. There was a very flexible trade-off in that region. So I think the core of the machine was something that I was quite pleased with. And as I say, that's something I'd developed at half the speed on the machine I'd built at home the previous year. I think it achieved far more than anybody could possibly have imagined. I mean, it certainly achieved what the BBC had in mind in terms of its charter obligation to educate the public. But actually it went much further than anybody could have imagined, partly because of the scale. And of course, the scale was partly because of the BBC logo. In my analysis of the home computer business at the time in the UK was there were lots of small companies, but for the average home user, any one of these looked like a big risk because you'd never heard of the company and you had no idea if it would still be here next week. Whereas when the BBC logo arrived, that was a brand you recognised, and rightly or wrongly, that made you think you could trust this machine.
Not acorns.
So that was Steve. I mean, it was an incredible chat, and I don't know if this is going to happen, but we have had contact with Sophie Wilson, who is also one of the designers. Come and sit down, and also behind the ARM processor. So it'd be great if we can get a chat with her. Steve mentioned there the second processor, which sat next to the BBC Micro. I'm lucky enough here to have. This was sent in by Woz. This is a second processor card that plugs into the tube interface. Let's get that up close for you. It's got another 6502 processor on there, as well as an extra 64K of RAM.
Should be enough for anybody.
Yep.
I can't demonstrate it because you need an extra ROM that goes in there. I think it's the DDFS. Let's have a look. DNFS ROM, which also gives you access to the double-sided discs as well. And then you can also put in a ROM for an extended BASIC, so you've got a lot more BASIC commands. So the 6502 on there is clocked at 3 megahertz, so it's 50% faster than the machine, than the one in the machine. The only game that I know that utilises it is Elite. There's an edition for that. Otherwise, this is something you'd stick on. It would normally be in a great big wedge case next to it, and it would be great for development for, well, just for programmers really to experiment with. I'm glad I've got one, but I'd like to get the case to put it in there, and then maybe we can write some programs to demo it. But it's cool to have these things. Should we play the next game, which is chosen by Andrew? It's called the Tea Shop.
Oh, now this is the game. This is the game.
What's the number?
401.
This was very popular in a lot of schools in the 80s. I remember this in my primary school, and I remember this in my junior secondary school. It's also even Rob sat over there. You have memories of this game.
Yes. We used to play it on a lunchtime in computer club.
There we go. So, who wants to narrate this? I think Neil. Oh.
It was the rules. It was only the rules.
It was setting the scene.
No, if you want to read the rules, read
it's
the
before
rules.
we had cutscenes, Gary.
Yeah, this is the cutscene. Each week your school team plays a match against a visiting team. You decide to sell teas to make money. You start with £1 which is given to you, and you must see how well you can do. Note that costs rise regularly due to inflation.
That's the truth. That's true, because £1 wouldn't get you one cup of tea these days.
Oh,
we can all play. 4 players.
Hey!
Name of player 1. Gary. Name of player 2. Name of player 3.
Narvorn, I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name, has donated 30, is that Danish kroner, I think, DKK. So thank you very much for the donation.
One tea is a penny, cash £1. How many teas will you make? I'm going to make 25 teas.
Gary there, unable to have an inner monologue.
I'm sure if you put 45p, it says it's cheaper with British Rail, if I remember right.
So, as mentioned earlier, all super chats go to the charity Mind as well as the auction.
or Neil.
So if you want to do a super chat, hit that $ next to the chat button, and it would be gratefully received. What the hell am I doing here? How many teas will you make?
Yes.
10.
Oh, Neil!
Sorry, the one is next to the escape
Can I make
key.
suggestion that Gary operates and puts our numbers on?
Gary.
Working with the Marx brothers.
Neil.
Yeah.
Andrew.
Geezer Diamond, hello. £9.99 donated, and that little avatar face looks very much like Matt, I think it is. Hello, sir. Thank you for the donation.
Ask you.
How many teas would you like to make, Neil?
10.
How many public announcements at 5p each would you like to make?
0.
Oh, okay. Your charge for one tea, it costs you a penny.
10 pence.
Oh, wow. That's quite high compared to what I do.
No changes.
Andrew, how many teas would you like to make?
50.
Going in heavy.
How many announcements?
5.
And your charge for one tea?
15p.
Nigel Barrett says, wasn't the original version of this game called Lemonade? That wouldn't
10.
surprise me if it was
Probably.
a lemonade stool type
2.
game.
12.
Right, exciting bit now.
Games made of cardboard. Hello, Bill. Good to see you.
Gary made 25p profit.
Well done, Gary.
Gary's made 25p. Nice.
25% on his stake.
90p.
Oh.
Get in there.
Oh! What? I was way too conservative.
£6.75.
I thought it was going to say, it's sunny, nobody's buying tea.
Yeah, your weather forecast is Saturday is sunny. Oh my god, right.
So Gary's just going to work out how many teas he can make now.
Yes.
Well, I'm not, because now they cost 2p.
Inflation.
Yeah.
In the space of a week,
Yeah.
inflation has gone up 100%.
I need to get my calculator out to work mine out.
Oh no, it's happened. Grey Hill, £4.99. Request for Granny's garden, please.
We won't be getting past the dragon.
Never got past the dragon.
How many teas now?
How many teas? 100.
You won't.
Oh, I haven't got the money to do
You
that.
haven't got the money.
Oh. So I've got £1.90. Okay, let's do 20 teas at 8p each.
8p each, and how many public announcements? would you like to
None.
make? You sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
I
8p
don't
each.
believe in marketing.
8p.
Yeah.
Andrew?
I'll make... Oh, that's not
You got a
He's
lot.
gonna thrash
You're gonna.
us here.
You've already won.
I'll make
150 teas.
300 cups of tea. I will make 10
Okay.
and sell at 15p.
Oh, you've beaten us already. Mark.
I'm going to make 80.
Can you? Yes.
5.
Okay.
And I'm going to charge...
£1 a cup.
I'm going to charge 25 pence a cup.
Are you sure, Mark?
My
I
tea's
am
undercutting
sure.
your tea.
I'm sure.
Okay. I'm astounded.
Passing tourists eat lots of teas.
Eat lots of
Hey!
tea.
I made some money.
This is
No.
educational
I
software.
made more
What have I
than
done
enough.
there?
Okay, hit me.
£1.20.
You're not marketing. You're not marketing.
Oh, that's disappointing, lads. That's disappointing. Alan Sugar really is here. Alan Sugar is here.
Oh, nice one.
Nice one, Mark.
Yeah, wait. Not too bad. Second place.
Oh, I don't believe that. I'm rubbish at this.
I thought there was some sort of risk element or something like that.
It's the weather.
Ian, you run a business. Can you do my turn for me?
Oh, God, no.
Can you make the
bankrupt
tea?
you.
He is the Alan Sugar of tea, says Super Tech Boy.
Neil's turn.
Oh, no. You want Monster to do it. Ian.
Oh, 50 teas.
50 teas.
50 teas.
51.
Give us 10 announcements.
10 announcements.
I haven't
Nice.
got the money.
18 pence.
18 pence. Oh, he's ruined you.
Oh, Jesus. I'll make 1,000 cups of tea. Okay, go do it. Okay, do 500.
99. There's that 99 that was talking
Okay,
about.
no. Okay, I will make 50.
The announcement. It's going all day. Go buy tea, buy tea, buy Jack, buy our tea, buy Andrew's tea.
So,
Lord,
He's gone. Gary's gone.
Right, let's see. I'm gonna have. Let's see. How many can I have?
I'm just throwing tea in my face.
30.
Right, Gary.
I'm gonna make 600 teas. I'm going to make 10 public announcements.
Yeah.
And I'm going to charge 45 pence a cake.
Oh, God. Right. I've probably lost all my money now. Oh, God, it's very hot there and thirsty.
Oh, yes.
See how we done. Gary's made
£16. Nice.
Neil's made.
Oh,
Nice.
I'll take that.
Go on.
I'll take that. I mean, £10.
Andrew's made $1 million.
Andrew's going to break the game at this rate.
I need to buy.
Hey, Mark! Come on!
Wow, that's incredible.
600 teas.
Oh, well, we're doing all right.
We're doing all right, mate.
We're doing
Yeah,
all right,
you
mate.
might
We're tea
do.
barons.
Oh,
I feel like one of you is going to buy my shop out now. It's going to be a merger.
Do not pass go.
I just can't make this back. I don't even think I can make that many teas. I can.
Yeah, but Gary, the
going in
weather's
heavy at the wrong time, mate.
it's cheaper with
It's cheaper with British Rail.
I'm going to lose. I've had
So,
enough.
Andrew, what game did this inspire?
You can do
you
Neil
know?
again. You did really well.
Oh, wasn't it forecast?
We've had that
People
Strikers
won't
Run
want to,
inspired
so-
Halo.
inspired The Apprentice, to be honest. The TV
The
show.
Apprentice.
Beaver's prepped up
5
370.
announcements.
Oh, fantastic.
And we're going to charge 20 pence a cup. I think it's very low.
Andrew,
What was that, Rob?
999.
No,
sorry.
Okay, hang on. We've got auction news,
Oh, good,
people.
good.
Let's go and check the auction
And we'll
webpage.
go live to the auction webpage now, where the figure is currently at drumroll
£370.
Fantastic.
Amazing. Thank you, everyone.
Okay, I will make 200 cups of tea.
Oh, okay.
50.
You can probably retire, to be fair.
So Gary triggers.
25p.
Winsome Hack says, Gary, you're going to trigger a credit crunch with your irresponsible spending.
How much
Mark
money have I
apparently
got?
fixes tea prices.
I do. I do indeed.
Mark's shot in the lead.
Right, let's see what we've got.
That was amazing,
here.
that last turn you had.
And the current bidder on the BBC Micro there on eBay is Paul Sheard in the chat. He says 370 is me. So thank you very much,
Thank you,
Paul.
Paul.
Good luck, Paul.
Good luck.
Good luck.
Yes, good luck.
Well, Mark.
Mark the T-bar and has moved to a new
Let's go.
nation.
Let's see what happens if we go
Take on
999.
the oil industry.
We'll do 15 of those.
15
I
announcements.
just want to see what happens if we do silly
Yeah.
numbers. 49.
49.
Does this game ever
No.
45.
45. No. Oh, you can actually.
It was a cloudy day, though.
Oh
Yeah.
no!
Gary!
Just
No.
Gutted. Who even put my numbers in?
I did.
Oh,
Ian, yeah.
I think I've
I blame you.
I've
So
lost.
managed to turn a
95p.
profit.
95p.
No.
Not too bad.
I only
in
lost
fairness.
£9 on that.
No.
Carrot
Okay.
on top there. Neil.
Okay, when it's
Oh.
cloudy, don't sell tea.
People don't want a hot drink on a cold day.
I'm gonna make one tea. I'm going to shout out about it.
Just in the
5
chat
times.
here, guys, we've got
99
Gabriel
times.
dropped in to say hello. Hello, Gabriel.
Hungry.
And we've got Gadget UK's dropped in. Says, I'm sure I've played this on the beam. If you've got any tips,
Right, Gadget.
Gadget, if you've got any tips,
Neil could use them.
how many teas will I make? How many have you sold?
It's cloudy.
It's cloudy. It's cloudy.
I've sold one tea.
0. I'm going to take a day
Oh,
off.
okay.
Take
Yeah.
a day off.
So
0.
Do all your marketing this day.
Yeah. 0.
Hang on, can you charge something extortionate for no tea? Can you?
Yeah, I'm going to take a day off.
Andrew.
Gary,
You
Yes!
broke it!
Oh,
Hang on,
I broke the
You
tea shop.
broke it.
I broke the tea
Right.
shop.
I was bored of it.
Broke
Anyway.
it.
So
That's the market.
I think we call that a draw.
I think
No, we won. Me and Andrew won. You lot lost.
Let's go on to something a bit different now. I always like to see what's going on in the demo scene, and there is a demo scene for the BBC Micro, believe it or not. It makes full use of that Mode 7 we were talking about earlier. This is a demo called Bad Apple by the Bit Shifters, so we're just going to play through it, and I think you'll be quite impressed.
Yes.
There you go. So I think that was really impressive. It was essentially streaming a video there, wasn't it? And it was compressed down to 400k, the whole thing. I think it was. Let me just check. Have I got too much light in my face for you liking that? Yeah, 25 frames per second in video, in mode 7 video, compressed to fit in a 400k double-sided floppy disk.
That was amazing.
It was pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Very clever.
So I hope you enjoyed that. Let's just have a quick check on the auction before we go into our next game. Any change there? What are we sitting at?
370.
370. And that auction will end in 35 minutes.
So get bidding.
Get bidding. What should we go for next then? Should we take... let's have a look. What have I got here? Yeah, let's take some suggestions. So in the chat, what would you like to see? If we've got it, we will play it.
Shift and break will load the menu up.
The exception was Granny's Garden.
Yeah, hold on, shift and then.
Because, Andrew, why are we not playing Granny's Garden?
Well, Mark can elaborate on it. The
Mark.
copyright holders are...
Delegated to Mark.
Copyright holders don't like it.
Yeah.
Copyright holders don't like it.
They don't like it up them.
We don't have an original copy to hand, unfortunately.
So
I bet you there's one in this building somewhere.
Possibly.
In a box that has not been excavated yet.
Let's go with Steve Duke's suggestion because I think it's a good one. It's Chucky Egg, and don't run it from the menu because I've got an improved version. So if you drop back to
shift
control
shift.
Cruise on Chucky Egg.
So do your D
Getting
boot.
there.
412.
D-boot.
D-boot 412.
D-boot 412. Thank you, Neil. So we played Chucky Egg on the Spectrum last, didn't we? It would have been.
Gregster says,
We
who is
did.
the photo on top of the manual? Can we get the close-up camera? Does it reach? Here we go. Not inside my coffee cup, no. Here we go. Right, so can you take a guess in the chat which one of us is that?
Is that?
With a... Is that? What is that? Who is that? With a BBC Micro back in the day, with a floppy disk drive, playing what looks like Frogger.
What breed of person this is?
Hopper, that would have been. By Acornsoft, yeah.
Foofly says Gary, Tim says Mark, Ralph says Gary.
We'll give you a clue. This is Gary's first time. This is Gary's first time using the BBC Micro, isn't it, Gary?
Yes, sir.
Super Tech Boy says not Neil.
Too much hair.
Oh, dude.
Don't go there. Don't go there. Are you ready? It's Ian from Monster Joysticks with his first BBC Micro.
Yeah.
Tell us about it, Ian. First of all, what happened to the golden locks?
My son's got them now. It was the family computer. It's what we had. It was just the computer we had.
It was just the machine you had, yeah.
Yeah, my father was a teacher, so we got it probably.
There you go. It's always the teachers'
Nicked
children,
from
isn't
school
it?
out of the
I
lab.
thought it was great.
It was
Always
just
the
an
teacher's
empty
children.
desk in the lab.
Yeah, I know. I thought it was great. It was all we had. So fantastic.
Gary's saying, I need to play some Chucky Egg. Please stop the tape.
It will work. So this is This is a very noisy and dramatic version of Chucky Egg, which was released in 2009. It's just a roll-up of lots of patches and bug fixes and improvements.
Right. What were those bugs?
Apparently there's some extra colours that have been put in.
Oh, right.
I don't know specifically what bugs have been fixed, but they're probably things that are on like high-up levels that I've never achieved, because it always played well to me. Joystick support's been added. I don't know that you'd want to play it. Joystick, Chucky Egg?
I don't think so. Definitely feels like a keyboard game to me.
There's 256 levels.
Well, we're not doing them all.
You don't have to play them all.
I know, I'm just saying.
So it's those two as well. That and that.
Levels loop.
No.
And different things happen.
After the first round, the bird comes out and chases you, doesn't it?
Mother hen. Right, come on, Gary, let's see what you're made of.
King Monkey is in the chat. Hello, Darren. It's good to see you.
Hello, Darren.
We've played the promo for the BBC Micro Auction, which we will play again shortly. King Monkey is the voice of that promo, in case you were wondering.
Is that next?
Go, Gary.
Did you set it to joystick? No? Did you change the keys, Gary?
ZX usually.
Oh, hang on.
Oh, he's...
You got it?
Oh.
There you go, you got it. So is it AZ up and down? Over here.
Oh, sorry, mate.
Try the star and the thing out the ladder.
Did you not just define these keys within like the last 60 seconds?
No, I didn't.
Oh, there you go.
There you go, you're up the ladder.
How do you jump?
Z?
Enter.
Spacebar.
Okay. Saying Z, isn't it?
Yeah, we got it. We got it. Don't
Hit
panic.
space, see if you jump.
It looks like you're all huddled together in the broom cupboard, but we practically are, really.
Yeah.
We are. Andy Peters is back here.
Not Philip Schofield?
No, not anymore.
Yeah. He came out the broom cupboard.
He did.
Oh, you can't.
We've got Gary the Gopher.
Gary the Gopher.
I ricocheted off
There you
that.
go, there's that riff. That was on every version, wasn't it?
Yeah. I actually really like this game.
Oh, that's a great suggestion, Dave. Dave has donated £20 to the cause. All super chats go to the charity Mind today, and he suggested we play Sopwith, which is a game that Ian was talking about earlier before the stream. He said he used to love that
I don't know
game.
if it's the same game. I would think.
Well, you like a biplane one, and I said it was like Sopwith.
It was a two-player
Yeah.
dogfight.
Well,
yeah.
if you're talking the talk, you're putting skeleton. You can sit in the chair, sunshine, and
Very
show
much,
us.
very much like Dogfight.
Dogfight, that's the one. That's the one. Dogfight.
Yeah. Okay, so Sopwith. We'll play that next.
Yeah.
You want to hear Kenneth Kendall say Retro Man Cave? That's the voice that's in the sound chip, isn't it? Now, sorry, the speech chip. Now I've got speech chips in here, but they're a modern emulation, remake. So does it have the Kenneth Kendall voice in the remake?
I don't actually know.
I'll tell you what, Tim. Was it Tim that suggested it? Yeah, Tim. If you can give us the code to type in to make it say Retro Man Cave, we'll type it in.
Yeah, if you can do that legwork, because Neil doesn't want to.
I have to wait for the.
And how does this rank as a Chucky Egg port?
Actually, I prefer it to the Spectrum one.
It plays differently to Spectrum.
Electron
It's got
Ash.
more realistic physics, I believe.
Ash says Mark fixes stuff. Remember the vid you did of the parcel I sent where you thought you'd got a nice 128K, but it had no motherboard in it?
Yeah.
But did he send you an empty case?
That was back when I was opening boxes blind on video. But I had to stop doing that because people started thinking it was hilarious to write dodgy notes and leave them inside where they couldn't be avoided on me. So I had to do some judicious editing. You know, all sorts of adult things were put in. And,
Wow.
You know,
You were asking for trouble, really.
I was. It was hilarious, though. I'm ever so grateful. I stopped opening boxes like that with my with the guy who trolled me with all the FIFA games.
Oh yes, you got sent a box of like 100 FIFA games.
It was something like 67.
67 copies of FIFA donated
All the
to
same
Mark.
year?
And one Take That Sing Star at the end.
King Monkey says, great cause. My vote is Daredevil Dennis for £10.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a blast from the past.
Yeah, that's where it's split across 3 parts of the screen,
Yes.
isn't it? And you've got to jump over the thingies. It's a
Oh, my love of
frustrating
Right,
game.
shall we fire up another game? Because we've got plenty to get through.
We've got lots to get through. We'll fire up another game. While we're doing that, here is a reminder of what is going on the auction, which is currently sat at
£370.
£370.
We're in the final half hour.
Here's what you could win. You've got to bid within 27 minutes this ends in.
The BBC Micro is the hottest computer on the market. Raw 6502 power, and yes, get this Spectrum fans, a real grown-up keyboard. And this can all be yours today. Forget your neighbour's caravan or speedboat. With a BBC Micro computer, you'll be the talk of a cul-de-sac. Haha, computers! Nothing says that you're a man or woman of the future like the off-yellow shade of the BBC Micro. Wood grain is out, and mass-produced, environmentally unfriendly injection moulded plastic is in. Spreadsheets, word processing, programming. The BBC Micro does them all, and we won't tell your parents if you don't. It's practically an arcade machine. Haha, video games! Do you want it? I know you do. This BBC Micro can be yours today thanks to the RMC charity auction. Auction ends 5 PM UK time today. Bid now!
There you go. 26 minutes to go before that auction ends. So get bidding, guys. Now, this is Daredevil Dennis, requested by King Monkey. We did try to find Sopwith. I'm really sorry, but it's not in our list. It's not on our SD card, so I do apologise for that.
Maybe Dave would like to suggest a different game.
Yeah, if you'd like to suggest a different one, we'll happily play that. Famicom says...
Oh, it's quite hard.
How is jump a bit earlier, Gary?
How is the video signal being captured? It's being captured from the RGB out with a SCART cable into an OSSC.
380 on the V. Oh.
That's a bit rubbish.
Oh, 380.
Oh, that's fantastic. Sorry, that was a good game. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Let's look at this. No, sorry. Gary makes the jump successfully, and then the blooming ambulance runs him over. Sorry, guys. The 380 is amazing.
Yeah, the 380 is good.
But this silly here, this game, the ambulance runs you over if you're successful.
I find there's a lot of luck involved in this game. Really frustrating.
It's quite hard.
Jumps the house and then dies by crashing into the ambulance.
Take two. Wasn't there a Stuntman game on the Amiga? It was a Cody's budget one.
Yes, there was.
Remember
Yes,
that?
you were correct.
Super Stuntman Simulator.
Super Stuntman Simulator.
Everything had Super Simulator.
Yeah.
Super Robin Hood Simulator.
That was a really good game.
Super Simulator.
That was not a good game.
Jason T has donated £20 and says,
Whoa,
great
lad.
cause. Thank you,
Thank you, Jason.
Well
Jason.
done, Jay.
Thank you very much, Jason.
You're in a boat. Jet ski, I think.
Jet ski. It's a Bond movie. Are you dead?
Have you heard the new Bond theme?
No.
Oh, okay. None of you have heard it?
No, I deliberately haven't.
Chat, have you heard the new Bond theme? It's Billie Eilish has done it.
Yeah. I'm not down with the young person's music.
It's
Billie Eilish, very good.
underneath it's sort of classical Bond. It's got the strings and the funky guitar and everything. You know the guitar.
Yeah, poor music.
I'm still on the fence a bit about the actual song itself.
Ah, so listen to that now.
This
Two
is making
Fly says
Gary
it's dull.
This is making Gary sad.
Come on, Gary. Come on.
Smooth MJ likes it.
Oh.
The thing is, I think you've got to reserve judgment until you see it with the visuals to get the full picture.
I don't think I've watched a Bond film for probably 15, 20 years.
Oh.
I've not watched any of the new stuff.
Anyway, we've gone completely off topic there.
Is
I
Bond-
bet
is
Billie
Bond
Eilish has
amazing?
never played on a BBC
Or
micro.
played Daredevil Dennis.
No, I have never played this. I'm not very good at it.
What do you think of it though, Gary?
Actually, I like it, but
Haven't you got it on Ace or Novice?
Okay,
This is on Novice.
Dave's come back with another request. He says, what about a flight simulation then, like aircraft landing simulator, Krypton Factor style?
There is an aircraft. There is a 737 flight sim game we've got, I think.
Of
Let's have a
course
look.
I'm going to play a flight
Are we
simulator.
going to laugh at Gary not being able to take off then?
Can you grab Aviator? It's just behind you there.
You got it, dude?
I think that's the Electron version.
Oh,
this is the
great
BBC.
game. Remember this one? Arcadians. What an absolute classic that is.
I thought.
Okay, would they like? Sorry, would they like
wait,
a
this.
738? Oh, is that what you want? Aviator,
I
is
like
it?
those, but I think I had Gallifors.
Okay, Dave, we're going to try and find this for you because, of course, we're playing all these games legally. I have a copy of all of them. Here is my copy of Aviator. This actually came up in the chat with Steve Ferber.
Oh my word!
Because he mentioned when Aviator came out, he loved flight simulators, and it really sort of made his day to see a flight sim come out for the BBC Micro. So. Gary, are you taking a picture of the instructions?
I think I might have to on this day.
It's a smart move.
Yeah, that's what we would have done in the 80s. Got our phones out, taking a photo of the screen.
Yeah.
Right.
Makes the imps paint really fast.
Woody Piano Shack, hello sir. You appeared in the intro to this stream. We went through the BBC Micro memories again. So Woody was the man sat. He had his piano in front of him, didn't he? Yes.
He did.
Yeah, and he told the story about how he trolled his teacher. So.
Okay. Mark, do you need to co-pilot, Mark?
Is that something you can share or not?
Maybe not. I asked him if he wanted to.
Okay. Okay, you're going to take off? Are you going to have your flaps out? Or are you going to have your flaps in?
Or his flaps open even?
It was private, it has to be. RMC.
Can you not use the analog joystick for this? No.
No.
Unfortunately, I don't.
Thank God said all the passengers on board.
Shift fire.
Just throttle up.
Fire?
Hang on, yeah.
It's not many jumbo jets I know have got lasers.
Gadget UK is taking bets that we don't get off the runway.
I'll take that bet.
Yeah.
Throttle up.
Tim says this plays really great on the joystick that we've got.
Why isn't it working then?
There must be an option to enable joystick. Unfortunately,
keys, joystick.
Hey, there you go. There you go.
Yeah, but do you need to increase the power rooms? Yes, the button.
Mark Uzi has donated £2.
Thank you, Mark.
And he says, thank you for the amazing charity stream, guys.
There are brakes.
And Woody, we will play Frack for you.
Yeah. Engine's on, T.
Oh, you did that already? Oh.
Yeah, but there's no indicator to
Can you
show,
give it some
is there?
thrust?
Thrust is E.
E.
I've already been thrusting.
Climb is...
Okay. So have we got brakes on?
No, I don't see
Brakes.
Oh, brakes.
There you go. So your brakes indicator
Oh,
is
I think
down
we're
there.
moving.
You're moving.
Gary, you... No, don't do that.
You naughty boy.
Put your thruster.
Right, there's your airspeed indicator. Look, it's going up. So you just got to wait for it to go up.
Make it so, number one.
There you go.
We're off the ground, but the warning alarms
You
are
might
going
not
off.
want to just hold back the whole way.
Oh!
Let's get some speed. Let's get some speed.
This is why out of runway. This is why the flight has been grounded today.
Our speed is going down.
Come
We
on,
turn the
EasyJet.
engine off.
Gary, you've got your Ryanair interview next.
I want to get to my yoga.
Now you've put the brake on, Gary.
This is not easy.
Ash has donated £10. Says,
Thank you,
thanks
Ash.
for the stream. Please donate.
Thanks,
Please."
Ash.
Thank
Thanks,
you, Ash.
Ash.
And there is 19 minutes to go on the auction.
Am I dead?
Somebody did ask in the chat about the charity. Are we doing another?
Yeah, we will.
Another run of
We will just recap who the charity is before the auction ends. Gary,
Has anyone seen the ending of 2001 where the chimps are discovering like
Yeah.
primitive tools?
right, Gary.
This is
turn
scintillating
your engine
streaming
on.
at the moment, guys.
What have you
I think I'm dead. I think it's crashed because it says
It's
here
crashed.
return to reset and it
Okay,
isn't.
end game. There we go.
You've scored 0
Let me talk you
points.
through it. Let me talk you through it.
Right.
T to turn your engine on.
I did that bit.
Brum, brum.
E, hold down E. Let's get your thrust
Yeah.
all the way up.
E's are good.
Right. Now make sure your joystick is in the middle, so you're not pushing up or down.
Yeah.
And central, so you're not going left or right.
I
That's
have
it.
done that, yeah.
Now B to take your brakes off.
Brakes are off, sir.
Okay, just hold it like that.
Yeah.
Hopefully your airspeed indicator will go up. So we get some speed down the runway. That's it. Just wait. Maybe pull back it. No, hang on. Not too.
Just a smidge.
Just wait for the speed to go up. Wait till we've got enough to take off. God, the atmosphere here. You can cut it with a knife. Okay, let's see if we can pull up.
Sorry? Well, we're still
Oh my
here.
God.
There you go. Have we got?
It's taken off.
We've done it.
Are we up? We get
Right,
some
I
altitude.
want to go to Majorca.
Right, undercarriage is you. Undercarriage up. Oh, you've got guns as well.
Yeah, it's got guns because it's hyper realistic.
Right, just level out because you got keep an eye on your airspeed.
Gary, no!
Oh, striker!
Pull up.
But we took off, so that's good.
That's good.
Very
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, we
Very
took
good.
off.
Moving swiftly on.
I'm happy with that.
Vincent has donated £10. Love the channel. Add this to my patron pledge and a great cause. Thank you, Vincent. Thank you for your support as a patron and for your donation to Mind today. Doug at 10 minutes says this is riveting gameplay.
Yeah, might be time to move swiftly on.
Okay, let's drop out of that game.
I
How
need
about Frack or something like that?
Yes, Frack has been requested quite a lot, so let's get Frack. I can tell you the number of Frack.
Thank you.
Shift. Oh, okay. got that.
Is
Deboot.
420.
420. 420.
This game isn't terribly easy,
Okay.
just to warn you.
Ooh.
So this is the one with the belly
Beautiful.
You've got
It's a good game, actually.
Yeah.
Are you
I wonder if it'll
fracking?
play the Benny Hill music.
Move trog left or right. Move up.
Anna Zero, hello. Welcome.
Hello.
Electron Ash is just randomly shouting Amiga.
Oh, that's... I know where you live, Ash.
Lovely graphics, though.
And
Yeah.
Woody remembers a huge crowd gathering around the classroom computer. That's my memory because we only
Yes.
had one computer in the classroom. We haven't talked about that much actually. Did you all have BBCs in your schools?
Well, I had one at home, as
Yeah,
you know, but we had my primary school had two. and they were on trolleys. So it'd either be
So the trolley would go between classes.
Yeah. But my secondary school, we had 2 rooms full of BBC. Well, 1 room full of BBCBs and 1 room full of BBC Masters.
Oh, okay.
By the time I got to secondary school, and we were quite a similar vintage, they'd replaced all the BBCs with networked Amstrad PC. 16 something.
Yeah.
So you went from BBCs to Amstrads.
They did, with the 5 1/4 discs as well.
We went BBCs to Archimedes.
Yeah,
we had with the Acorn
did have
machines.
one Archimedes, but that was in the CDT lab.
Well, my secondary school, we had a room of BBCBs, we had BBC Masters. We had a whole suite of Apple Macs. We had PCs. They were Vigeland machines. We were quite a good school in that respect in the IT department. A load of Archimedes machines as well.
The program that was run the most on the Archimedes at our school was the ZX Spectrum emulator.
Really?
And we constantly played The Great Escape on it.
That's a great game.
Tim, he says in Discord, he's posted the speech program that he'd like us to run, so we can type that out in a minute. How are you finding Freck?
Very difficult.
It's a difficult game.
Seems a bit slow to me.
Very CGA.
Anna Zero, who's donated £2 to the cause. Thank you very much, Anna.
Thank you. Anna Zero, that's a cool name.
That's pretty cool.
Creed Bratton says, I'm a lovely boy.
Well, he's a lovely boy, or you're a lovely boy?
No, he says he's
lovely
just
boy.
declared himself to be a lovely boy.
Well, you are a lovely boy.
Does the caveman have a yo-yo in this game?
Yes, correct.
Of course.
Or random daggers. That's slightly anachronistic.
Cyrus had an RM Nimbus. I think it was a Nimbus, wasn't it? Nimbus. Yeah.
Oh!
I'd like to cover the RM machines at some point because they were also on the list, weren't they? That they could be subsidised to go to schools by the government. A lot less common than the BBCs, but there's a lot of people who've shared their memories of them throughout the series. We always played Virus on the Archimedes, says Greg.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
That was on other platforms, but called Zarch or something, wasn't it?
Zarch, yeah. Wasn't it called Zarch on the Archimedes? Was it called Virus on the
Virus on the Archimedes?
And then Conqueror with the tanks.
That was
cool.
That's no good game.
I think we want to play Archimedes stuff now.
Yeah, we'll have to do an Archimedes stream sometime.
I wouldn't. I'd like to do that.
The trouble is all the Archimedes are just destroying themselves. The batteries are leaking. Rob Arnold in with the £5 donation to the cause. Thank you, Rob.
Thank you, Rob.
Very much appreciated.
Thank you so much.
We're enthralled by Gary playing this. It's must be scintillating commentary for the viewers at home. All of us sat here going.
If I didn't know this game, if I just saw this, didn't know what system it was running on, I would have guessed a 286.
Yeah, I would as well.
CGA,
absolutely.
It's all the cyan.
Tandy.
Yeah.
It's got that tandy feel.
Magenta.
Oh, Chrissy. Hello, Chrissy. Coming in with £48.99.
Chrissy.
Oh, Chrissy.
Legend.
Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you, Chrissy. Chrissy, we've really got to get you down here for a stream sometime.
Yes.
Be good to have you and Gary
I didn't
on the
press
stream
enter.
together.
I love you, Chrissy.
Your brother from another mother.
Oh, yeah. Brother from another mother.
Okay, Great Gassy has a request for us.
What's that?
I think we should all do this. Can you say hi to my daughter Jenna? She's sitting next to me and not paying attention, and I want to freak her out. Jenna, sit up straight, pay attention.
Sure, shoot it on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Jenna!
Jenna!
Pay attention.
Oh, God, Jenna.
This is your education in computing.
You're a disappointment.
Let's not go that far.
Gary.
Good Lord, Gary. You always got to take it too far.
Oh, I did the same thing again. This is a bit rude, this game.
It's a bit like Qbert, isn't it?
Yeah.
When you die.
Sometimes it puts the balloon right next to you when you start.
Right, we've got 12 minutes to go till the end of the auction.
Ooh. Okay.
We have an update, Rob?
Do you want to get another game in?
We'll prepare another game. Let's just have a reminder where the money from all of your super chats and the money from the auction is going to today. Keith Elcombe says, wonderful stream, lads. Keep up the great work. Love the channel. Thank you, Keith. £4.99 donation. And Keith's money, as well as whoever wins the auction, that money is going to Mind.
There are a number of misconceptions surrounding mental health. There's an enormous stigma. Britain is a country, perhaps more than any other, where you might say that the national emotion is embarrassment. And nowhere is that clearer than when it comes to issues of mental health. We're addressing a real crisis. 1 in 4 people in any given year suffer from a mental health condition. The greatest cause of death amongst men under the age of 35 is suicide.
Someone mentioned mine to me. I went down one evening and I was fortunate that one of the staff there was able to spend some time with me. He just reassured me that what I was living through was perfectly normal. I began to develop relationships and friendships with people who I could actually speak openly with about my mental illness. People who, as I put it, they got it.
My first experience of Mind was through a recovery centre in Hackney called RMC Mind. Just went there and it was fantastic staff, discussion groups, art, empathy, compassion is at the forefront of their organisation.
They really do help people and they care as well, and it's very, very obvious that they're there because they want to help people, not just because it's their job.
We are Mind, and we are working together to make a huge difference for now and the future.
Okay, so that's where all the money is going today. 100% of it, it's all going there. Tim, we've got your code. We're just typing it in. So for the next couple of minutes, we've got 6 lines of code. Let's go to the screen so you can see what we're typing in. Because we do have the speech chip. So what we're going to do is we're going to make it talk, and we are trusting you, Tim, that this isn't going to say something rude. Do you want me to read it out to you?
77. Yeah, read it out. Let's try it.
So you're on line 2. So 77, 0, 0. 30, sound, -1, 67, 0, 0. 40, sound, -1, 265, 0, 0. 50, sound, -1, 115, 0, 0. 60 sound, -1, 275, 0, 0.
This is very troll.
Just run.
We're ghastly.
Oh, we're not hearing anything. Run it again. Hang on a minute. Let's just do a test sound. 155. Right, this is why I've got the lid off, because I didn't notice the chips aren't sitting. I know, we have to type it again.
You can save that to the SD, Neil.
Neil, you didn't save it.
It's fine. It's fine.
Didn't take long, in fairness.
It didn't. So Gary,
Just make sure those are
how did
pushed
you feel
in.
about actually using the keyboard of a machine of this era?
This keyboard's much nicer than other keyboards.
Is it?
Yeah. The only one I maybe prefer is 800 XL.
Yeah, it's got a lovely. It's got a similar keyboard though.
Yeah. Oh,
Okay, just talking.
Good man.
Okay, so let's.
We do apologise.
Quite in fully.
We are now returning you to our regular programming.
James Naylor with £4.99. Thank you very much, James.
Mr.
You
Naylor.
want the programme. Here we go. So 182. Yeah, 00. -1.
Hang on, sorry, I'll slow down.
77. Do you want me to just tell you the middle bit?
Yeah, actually.
I do apologise,
67.
guys. But I'm just checking the eBay auction. I'm not being rude and just looking at my phone during the stream. I am.
That's a pizza menu.
That is. We're just under 8 minutes. We're 7 minutes and 50 seconds.
115.
If you're going to snipe, if you want to snipe, now is the time.
Now is the time to
get your
275. Okay, let me stop the
loaded up.
music so we can hear this.
Can we hold the mic?
Yeah.
To apologise for the noise.
Okay, the BBC is about to speak. Thank you, Tim, and sorry to everyone if it's rude. RMC thanks you. Do it again. Do it again.
I like it.
That's very cool. That's really
brilliant.
cool.
That's actually brilliant.
Make sure the mic's pointing the right way.
Beautiful.
Thank you, Tim. That was kind of cool. Gadget says his super chat working. It won't accept mine.
It's not a limit.
Yeah, it is.
on
So there's no.
Super chat doesn't have like we haven't maxed out the amount of donations we take via a super chat, have we?
We haven't been flagged for money laundering.
There's no restrictions on it, Gadget.
Aww.
What are we at? We've got 6 minutes to go. Let's put the music back on. Should we keep an eye on the auction for the last
dramatic?
Well, it's going 6 minutes and 38 seconds.
Here we go. Let's bring the auction up. Okay, so we've got it on the screen there. What's it sitting at now?
£380.
£380 with 5 minutes to go. Well.
So where can you get these SPIs from then, Neil? Where did you get your SPI from?
Andrew actually bought the SPI for
eBay.
this machine.
eBay.
You got it from eBay. Actually, when you
Retro
boot it up,
Clinic, I
it's
believe.
Retro
From
Clinic.
Mark Haseman.
Okay.
You familiar with Retro Clinic?
Yeah,
What
absolutely.
can you tell us about them?
It's one of those labour of love little organisation that makes things to keep our old computers working. And he's a very, very nice and helpful chap. Really good. And when you get one, it comes with an SD card, which is completely blank except for all the files on it. So yeah, much recommended actually.
Yeah, in fact, where you can get a file called beeb.mmb, it's
right,
pretty
yeah.
readily available, but it's kind of on the card.
Yeah.
But the thing about the SPI is beeb.mmb is where those 500 or 550, however many discs are in that file. Now, if you do DCAT, let me bring up the screen. Hi, Gadget. Thank you very much for the £5 there. Very
Thank
kind
you.
of you.
Cheers, Gadget, legend.
So if we do DCAT, these are all the discs within the beeb.mmb file. But if we run the menu, let's run the menu, which is really nice and handy, and I love the way that it looks just like teletext. When you inject files into beeb.mmb, they don't appear in the menu.
No.
You have to edit the menu in Visual Basic 6.
Yes, you do.
To link up your discs. So that's why...
I never did that. I found out about that and I never did it.
I'm not surprised.
So that's why I've just been adding them and then using the deboot command to run
makes
them.
sense. I would do the same.
It's fine. Good old Visual Basic 6. Let's keep an eye on the auction then with 4 minutes to go. As I said, if we break that £400 mark, I will include the SPI, the micro SD card. I'll even throw in the SD card itself, all ready to go.
And will you do a full recap?
The PSU has been recapped. I reckon if we break 500.
Nice.
You'll do a full recap.
So the reefer caps in the PSU are capped. If we break 500, I'll cap the whole system for you. How does that sound?
That's a good deal.
That's very good.
That's a good deal.
I'll stream it on Twitch while I do it.
Will you do a picture
cool.
of yourself and will you sign it?
Do you know what? Someone actually emailed me and asked for a signed picture last week. I'd never been asked before, and I felt like some kind of 80s sort of sitcom star or something.
Reg Varney.
Yes.
First man in the UK ever to use a cash point in the
He
UK?
was in 1967. It was in Enfield.
Barclays Bank.
It was indeed.
So Derek Nags has donated
Wow, we just outed
£5. We
ourselves
are
terribly. We did, didn't we?
just keeping an eye on the auction there. Still at 380
There we
with
go.
3 minutes to go. Will there be any last minute
I
snipers?
would say this version of Snapper is the one with the modified graphics.
The later version, yeah. Where it's like some yellow tomato wearing a hat.
Guys, we're watching the auction.
Yeah, sorry. Mark loaded it.
We'll come back to Snapper. I want to see if there's any last
3
minute
minutes 19. Here we go.
It's a big moment. And if your pockets
New
aren't...
bid. New bid. 410.
Oh, 410.
Yes.
The SPI is included then.
Awesome.
Oh.
I'll have to buy myself another one.
It's for a good
I've got one you
cause.
can have indoors.
Well done, everyone. 410. If your pockets aren't deep enough to bid, because that is a significant amount of money, then all of the super chats do go. So anything that you can donate helps.
Amazing.
This is just wonderful.
Yeah, this is
Absolutely
amazing.
wonderful.
This is way better than I
This
ever
is
imagined.
incredible. Yeah. 410. 2 minutes to go. Is there a countdown on the screen? I can't.
I've got one on my phone.
Oh yes. 2
That's
minutes
a
or
pizza
so.
menu.
That's right.
He's lying.
What game are we going to have lined up? We're going to take some more. So after the auction ends, there'll be another 30 minutes. We'll take some more suggestions from you. We'll try and cram as many games in as we can. In fact, should we just make it all suggestions?
Yeah.
For the final 30 minutes. Okay.
I'm trying to think of what games I used to play on my Electron. I used
Bit
to
of
play
information.
Sphinx Adventure.
Bit of information on the auction for everyone because I can see
Yes.
extra stuff here. There have been 1,462 views of the auction.
Nice.
this thing.
Very nice.
There have been 18 bidders, and in total they have made 29 bids.
Wow. Right. Custado, thank you for the €10 donation. Very kind
Wonderful,
of you, sir.
thank you. Down to the final 1 minute 48 seconds.
1 minute 48 seconds.
Oh,
10.
come on.
It's actually 17:01 technically, because eBay, the way they work,
Yeah.
is it?
Remember, if you go over 500, Neil will recap it fully and include a picture of his face.
I will.
Signed photo.
Is this official now? I've got to include a signed photo.
Yeah.
600 and he wouldn't include a
He might include a full frontal.
I'll sign it. No returns.
Oh my god.
750, you can polish his hair.
Oh no, I owe him 750 quid now.
So we're coming into the last minute.
Here we are.
Chrissy, we did play the Bad Apple demo earlier today.
Very good.
Okay, we're coming up to the last minute now.
Okay, tell us when we're going to do the countdown. Oh, I left the confetti cannon behind.
Okay, we're in the last minute.
Into the last minute.
10 scenes here at RMC.
410 is incredible.
Yeah, it is amazing. It's more than we ever thought.
I wouldn't have thought 410 to be
amazing.
honest.
It's incredible. Absolutely incredible. Thanks, guys.
Snipers, get your fingers ready. We can hear those F5 buttons rattling up and down the country.
Okay, we're up to just coming up to
350.
just coming up to 30 seconds.
30 seconds. Now's the time to snipe.
No.
This is so exciting.
5 seconds.
If there's one more bid, Neil's going to make the tea.
There we go. We're coming up to the last
15 seconds.
Give the countdown from
Can you
10.
count from 10? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6,
Come on,
5,
snipers.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Thunderbirds
And it's
are
over.
go.
Right, here we go. The listing is updated on my phone.
The network's gone down. The network's gone down.
It's on the screen now.
410. That's awesome.
Oh, wow. Thank you.
That's fantastic.
Thank you.
£410.
I have the name of the winning person in here, whether or not I do.
Let's ask you in the chat room. If you're in the chat room and you're the winner and you want to be known, do let us know. We'd love to thank you personally. And also, do you know what? I think we've probably raised the same amount again on the super chat.
I think
today.
we probably have.
I think we've got to be. So we will give you a tally of what the super chats before the end of the day, because it just takes a while for YouTube to process it and tell us what it is. So that's fantastic, guys.
I'll just share it just so you can tally up if it is the individual. That's the winner.
No, I haven't seen that.
Okay.
That wasn't the person who was bidding earlier. Derek Murray with £6.66.
Thank
I was
you.
recently given a Toshiba MSX and a BBC Master by a friend. Let's close the. Let's come back to our faces.
66.
Clearing a shed,
The
great cause.
donation of the
great stream.
beast.
Well, Derek, take care of those machines. There's a lot of shed finds, aren't there?
Yeah.
A lot of machines in backs of sheds and garages.
I bet it was the Toshiba HX10.
Right, let's get some games going. We've got 30 minutes. Let's get as many games going as we can. We'll go
wants
in
to play
for
what?
your requests from chat, please. What do you want to see?
Snapper.
Next item, Neil's
Killer
beard.
Gorilla is a great game.
Shaven live on air.
Maltese TV Dog Channel, very specific specialist channel there. We've played Frack already.
Arcadians is a great game.
Oh, I would like to try off one.
Vincent would like Banana Man.
Banana Man?
Okay.
Let's go. Bubble Bobble, Ye Are Kung Fu.
Which Banana Man?
Well, we know ER Kung Fu 2 doesn't work, Neil. We can try ER Kung Fu.
Banana Man, do you think?
There are two Banana Men.
There's Banana Man.
Let's just go with it.
Banana Man.
Yeah, let's just go for it.
This game is dedicated to Richard Tyner. Oh, horrible.
Classic Banana Man theme tune.
I don't think this is.
Banana Man.
I don't think this is the Banana Man we're thinking of.
I thought that was a terrible program.
Peter Nancaro.
I like
donated.
And Super Ted, that was rubbish
Guys,
as well.
Peter Nancaro's donated £5 and requested Elite.
Okay, we're going to
Thank you.
have a quick go at it. We can't complete it in the time we've got left.
If you make a super chat, you will be given priority.
This sounds
That looks
horrible.
like Pod.
Try the other Banana Man.
Yeah, let's play the Banana Man. It's not a pleasant sound.
You are Eric What's His Face. You eat a banana, you become Banana Man.
What number of Acacia Avenue did he live at?
No, it was Acacia.
Fisher Road, was it? Oh, it's been a long time since
This is
I've
Eric,
been out
who
there.
lives at...
No idea.
Is it 21 Acacia Road?
It's the same game.
It's the same game. Is this the Banana Man that you were expecting? You requested
29
this.
Acacia Road.
Was it 29 you checked it, yeah?
Vincent, is this the Banana Man you were expecting? Okay, so Elite. It's got to be
Yep,
Elite.
I'm doing that now.
You can't play it that one.
Never played Elite on BBC.
One of the greatest games of all time.
Yeah.
Not much more you can really say about it.
Yeah, and rumour has it that Elite actually inspired the,
hang on,
the
we've
much
got a
later
problem
game.
Yeah.
Do you remember how Elite was made to use sort of split resolution?
Oh, yes.
On the screen.
Oh.
It's causing your OSSC to go a bit haywire here. It's flicking between different.
I can
input
see
frequencies.
it. Shall we show everyone else? That's quite interesting.
Yeah. There we go. If that's on
Oh.
focus, you might need to come back a bit at that angle. Can't see.
Sorry, mate. Oh, what a shame.
It's a bit bright.
And this
But basically, the
hits
OSCC.
88 miles an hour. You're going to see some serious. Boop.
Oh, there we go. You can just about see. You can't make out the numbers, but it's just flicking away because the input's going mad.
So it can't sync.
It can't sync because Elite used sort of the bottom half of the screen in one mode and the top half in another screen mode. So
what a shame.
It's causing chaos.
The best game on the BBC, in my opinion.
And that
not
was
be
a
played.
paid-for suggestion as well.
Have another choice, my friend.
Yes, to the person who suggested Elite, which was Peter, you can make another suggestion, sir. Arcadians has been asked for several times. So
Okay.
should we fire up Arcadians?
Arcadians is a great game. I had it on the Electron. It's a Galaxians rip-off, basically.
Oh, got to go all the way down. Yeah. Where's Arcadian? If you spot it, let me know.
I did find when I was
Oh,
going
there
through
we go.
this SD card, there's a huge amount of text adventures on.
Veeb had a lot of text games.
One of the packing games
sound
of the
off.
Electron was Sphinx Adventure.
Sound off.
Which was,
Caps lock is move left. Okay.
Why not? Caps lock, control, and... Oh.
Arcadians is behind you, the box.
This is the Acorn Electron
Ah, it's
version.
the Electron version.
Same difference, really. Plays really well.
We are the Arcadians. Our mission: destroy all aliens. The Arcadians drone as they fly in convoy overhead. Without warning, some of them suddenly swoop down towards you. Take aim and fire while avoiding their deadly dive bombing tactics.
I wonder how they came up with the concept for this game here.
I wonder.
It's
this original
so
game.
original.
It's actually really smooth.
It plays really, really well.
It makes you wonder why other games aren't so smooth.
It's
on
actually
the
got really
BBC.
good sound effects. I know we can't play them on the stream because everyone rip their headphones out and wipe the blood from their ear holes.
Yeah, so I'm screaming in terror. As-
It's the first game I've ever played on an 8-bit computer which uses a caps lock as a key.
That is bizarre, isn't it?
Yeah.
Using the mechanical locking key.
Yeah.
But you are right. The movement of the
amazing.
the animation
Yeah.
of the characters when they're actually flying.
It's
I
the
imagine-
same on the Electron as well.
Is it the same? I was
Yeah.
going to say,
Wow.
I'd imagine it to be a bit flickery on the Electron. But...
It's really silky smooth.
Get that bad boy at the top. So try and get the one at the top when it's flying down for super duper points.
I just want to get through.
Whoa!
Oh, this is really good.
David asks, was Wheeling Wally on the BBC Micro, or is he thinking of another system? I've heard of Wheeling
I'm
Wally.
not the Wheeling Wally. We can look at our
It's
list.
on C64 for them.
He was on the C64. What was that all about, Rob? Don't remember. You just,
The
you just seen it.
The
Was it
BBC with its
doing
hooky
wheelies?
ports probably had Reeling Ronnie or something as the.
Wheeling Ronnie.
There was also a game which was packing for the Electron that came with this, which was called Boxer, which was a complete rip-off of the Popeye arcade machine.
Really?
So when we went to Play Expo in Manchester,
Yeah.
no, not Manchester, Blackpool, we had our friend Craig with us, he's a bit younger. He'd never played on a proper arcade machine.
Oh, really?
So the game he picked out of the whole arcade to play as his first machine was Popeye.
Yeah.
It's a great game. I remember
And he
playing
couldn't
that.
figure it out, and he just immediately got massively frustrated with it.
He actually drove home that night.
Yes.
It's a very frustrating game, to be honest.
I played that as a child in bar in a hotel in Spain.
Oh.
In the Costa del Sol, as everyone went to in the early 80s.
I used to play Popeye in a police station. It was one of the
What did
3
you do,
arcades
Neil?
they had there. There was a social club at the police station.
Oh, okay, you didn't do
and you
anything,
could just
fair
go and hang out there.
Oh, that's really cool.
So I played Popeye. They had
Oh my word! Sorry.
Moon Patrol.
Brilliant.
And then a bit later they had Silkworm.
Oh, Silkworm's a
Silkworm,
great game. Gemini Wing is very good as well, which comes before that.
And if you hit the vending machine, you could get free chocolate bars out of the police station vending machine.
So you could steal chocolate from the police station. Living life on the edge there, nearly.
So Gary, are you now inspired to maybe unpack your BBC Micro at some point?
It's a story.
Unpack it.
Yeah, Gary, tell us that story because you've had to put a lot of stuff in storage recently, haven't you?
Yes, so some of you may know, I had 2 rooms of retro gear, which Neil covered on his
Yeah,
channel.
Gary had a retro road trip, so he had 2 rooms of his house dedicated to retro gear.
So my youngest daughter has expressed interest to stay with me more often now, so I've given up 1 room so I can make a bedroom.
That's a very noble thing to do.
He's a kind man.
So
You could have built a shed, though.
I could have built
for the child, not the retro. Let's not go crazy here.
Okay, we've got a request. Peter Nankar has paid £5 and he says, do you have Starship Command?
We will
No,
find
it's
out.
how I sit.
Right, I will say as well, if the person who has bought the BBC Micro is in the chat, please make yourself known to us, as I'd love to thank you. Oh, right, it's actually going... I see where it's going. It's actually...
Yeah, again, if you won the BBC Micro auction, Starship Command, and you're in the chat, do let it be known, because we would like to thank you personally.
Not that far.
No.
Is it within...
no, it's not within... It's not far.
Okay.
Yeah. But he's paid immediately as well, so that's wonderful.
Oh, amazing.
Wonderful.
Starship Command, okay.
Hey, go for it.
Tim Ward has paid another £3 after his donation earlier.
Thank you, Tim.
Thank you, Tim. You've been more than generous today. It's very
Ooh, this is nice.
I remember this.
We've got
It's the top-down one.
We've got
Yeah,
20
it's
minutes
like
left,
a-
guys,
Yes.
and
Yes.
all super chats will still go to the charity Mine. So, last chance to get your donations in.
From the Starfleet.
Did you know, Neil, that the frontiers of space are frequently penetrated
By hostile alien
Did you know
ships.
this?
These
Frequently
are
penetrated.
tackled by battle starships, the command of which is given to deserving captains from the Starfleet.
They're
Begin
tackled
your
by
first command, press return.
battle star ships from
Like
Starfleet.
it.
Oh, wow,
Yeah.
okay.
So, Gary, don't
Joystick,
let your
F9.
frontiers get frequently
I
penetrated.
will not let my frontiers get frequently penetrated. Joystick, let's do joystick.
Why is it nearly every key using the F? Why is it nearly every button the F keys on it?
Ah,
Yes, I remember this.
this looks familiar.
Yeah.
It looks a bit like Bosconia.
When I was at college, we had to learn to program in Pascal, and I remember a student from a previous year had left a game that looked just like this, written in Pascal. They left the source code
Oh,
hidden
wow,
on
that's
the
cool.
computers. So this is, I'd never seen that game before. This was obviously the inspiration. Although
I'm
this,
trying to find something.
no, in the BBC, this is probably ripped off another game before, right?
Yeah, it's like Bosconia, isn't it?
Oh, sure, I shot him.
Liberator, says Dale Dimension. Why is the
have
Enterprise
shields.
flying backwards?
Yeah, that's a very good point. This is the
Copyright.
this is the Wenterprise.
It's not the Enterprise. It's the Exit Prize.
Yes.
It's leaving.
Captain Jerk.
He's destroying me here.
Mr. Wok.
I can't even turn quick enough.
Welshie, the chief engineer.
A bit of slowdown going on, wasn't there?
Let's just escape.
This is realistic high resolution graphics.
A couple of people have said, isn't this the ship from Blake 7?
Oh, it could be.
Right, I'm going to get you.
Namco's with the £5 donation. I was
Namco?
told War, WAR, is better on the BBC than the ZX Spectrum.
Have a look for War next.
W.A.R.
Oh, look, it's on our list.
Oh, okay.
It's the Liberator from Blake 7.
And Killer Gorilla. Killer Gorilla is actually a good game.
Killer is a really good Donkey Kong clone.
Oh, okay, so I died to move on.
That's cool. That looks like one to spend some
Yeah,
time.
that's actually
Gary.
quite good. Pardon?
War.
What is it good for?
Welshie.
War.
There you go. Sorry, when you said that, Rob's just stuck his head up.
Dexter's Lab, hello Mark. He says, greetings, have some Wonga. And he's donated £5. Mark, another retro road trip. He was the guy with the Quantel paint boxes up in Manchester. Dexter's Lab, by the way, click on his name. Click on his name, subscribe to his channel, Dexter's Lab, because he's got some really cool kit, as Ash can attest to. Go and give him a sub.
This game's got the same problem as Elite.
Sorry, War is playing a havoc with our OSSC, so if you'd like to make another request, Namco's, we can play it for you. Sorry about that. Ordinarily, I'd have the BBC going straight into a CRT, but because we're trying to capture, it's just having some problems.
The OSSC does do things so
done?
cleverly that it's easy to trick
What's that
it.
game done?
Have you killed the BBC micro?
Well, it's like load war, break your machine.
Did you
So
release
he'll come
the
back now.
magic
It's
smoke?
on, it just takes a while to appear on this telly.
Release the magic
So what was the
smoke.
second choice?
Was it Killer Gorilla?
Killer Gorilla.
Killer Gorilla.
Which is a really good. Is it micro? Power?
I think it's micro power, yeah, micro power.
The mobile camera, where did that end up going?
It's here.
My friend.
Yeah, that's, Rob, we're coming over to you.
Micro
Hello,
power,
Rob.
superior software and
Chat mod, Rob.
Yeah.
Rob, how's the chat room been?
That's been very well behaved today.
Have you've not received any abuse?
No,
Do you want some?
Okay.
There's lots of good donations.
Good donations. Well, thank you, Rob.
We've been minding our P's and Q's for a couple of hours, so we'll let you have it with both barrels as soon as we can.
Space Gary?
Space Gary.
That's his new
Is
name.
that his new action figure that's coming out? Space Gary.
Gary Ninja, hello
Removable
sir.
helmet.
Gary Ninja has donated $5 Canadian.
Thank
you,
Thanks,
Gary.
Dave, that wanted to throw a couple of bucks in there. Thank you, Gary.
Thanks, man.
Thank you.
Gary is a long-term patron and supporter of the channel, so appreciate that. Thank you, sir.
Gary.
Lamco's second choice is Blagger.
Blagger?
Yeah, gotta get a bit of blagger in, that is.
How
That is
high can you
spherical
try?
objects hard, that is.
They got married this week.
Congratulations.
Ilka
Congratulations.
Sab-
Is it
Savalan.
too late to shout, don't do it?
Congratulations, Ilka,
Well done.
on your marriage.
How
Well
high
done.
can you try?
I got married 17 years ago.
17
Wow.
years. What
Good
what
man.
was your last anniversary? What was the thing?
Oh, we don't do anything for
Don't do the
anniversaries.
things you...
The best gift that my wife could get for anniversary is if I died.
That's true. Fact.
Yeah. She's working on it.
Yeah. No, that does not surprise me.
Was it Blagger next?
All right,
Blagger.
Blagger.
You
Gary, making you play all these games.
you were rubbish at that, Gary.
Just been saying
Just
Blagger
so you
for
know.
the last hour.
Oh, sorry, we've got to do Ilka's shout out again because it's Ilka Takayama now. Name
Oh.
has changed due to the marriage. So, Ilka Takayama, the Takayamas, congratulations on your wedding.
Congratulations,
Congratulations.
Mr. and Mrs. Takayama. That's such a cool
Or
surname.
Mr. and Mr. or Mrs. and Mrs.
Oh, there you go.
Or Mrs. and Mrs. Yeah, that's true.
Could be.
Can I get a shout?
Sorry?
This is a great game. Divorced this week. Can I get a shout?
Yeah,
Ben
that's fine.
Rattigan, congratulations on your divorce.
Congratulations and jubilations.
You're gonna jump to that one.
Enjoy the
I
freedom.
don't think spaces jump.
I
Unless I'm
think
doing
it might
it
be
wrong.
return.
Yeah, that's well.
Oh, I love how your lives are
Star.
described on this game
Star.
as men.
Oh, shift, mate.
That's just hateful.
Oh, this is a hard game.
This is a great game.
Can I have a little go on this?
Yes.
No.
It's your,
Can I play?
your show,
This
mate.
is such a hard game.
Oh, I
You're
thought
going to
that-
die when you land.
You are.
You
What are the keys?
ZX and shift to jump.
Should we swap chairs? Should we have a little swap around? You can be in charge of the chat, unless you want me to sit on your knee.
Oh yeah.
You'll have to make a donation for that. I did.
What is it? Shift to jump. Okay, this is really hard. What's going on in the chat, Gary?
So Black
Nothing yet.
kind of part puzzler. It's platform action, but it's a puzzler, and if you get it wrong, you can snooker yourself quite significantly.
Apologies, I can't pronounce your name, but Anika Savalampa has donated £2.
I shouldn't have jumped there. Shouldn't have jumped there.
And her favourite CPU is a Z80. What's your favourite CPU?
Is it
Neil?
her? Or...
Oh, I don't know. I have no clue. Sorry, him. It was the Eka bit that threw me. By first minute on the fucking on the lap. Sorry.
Oh!
I nearly made it. I nearly made it.
Rob, kick him out.
Do we have to tie the wire around the bits again?
First minute on the laptop and it's all gone to poo.
In your defence, everything is absolutely tiny on that screen. It's so small.
Oh no, I can't get back up now.
Okay, Ika's donated another £2 just to say he's a he.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, and sorry.
Sorry.
I'm just going to kill myself now.
You've snooked yourself, as I was saying earlier.
Ian, you're probably watching this very frustratedly because this was your game, wasn't it?
No.
He's been talking the talk, Neil. I think he should.
This game is very, very difficult. We definitely
It's been
need Neil.
quite a long time.
Tim Ward's donated another £5.
Oh, Tim,
Thanks,
thank
Tim.
you.
Thank
He
you,
wants
Tim.
to keep trying for the custard pie fight.
Oh, is that a game?
Yes.
We'll play that one next,
Right,
Tim.
I think I want to go down.
Or do you want us just to have a massive custard pie fight?
Right, I think I want to go down this side. And then I can jump back there. Yes, jump up. That noise is not annoying at all.
Get in there, get in
Press there. There we go. Right. Now how do we do this?
This is one of the games I loaded up when I modded my Acorn Electron. One of my
Left
first
one
ever
or right
videos
one
many years ago.
Left first, I think. You can't jump.
If I jump, I'm going to die.
Yeah.
If I fall down, I need that to get back up. So I'm going to have to get on this side, aren't I?
This looks really hard.
And then I got to
It is
jump
really
without
hard.
landing on the brick, right?
You don't really take into consideration how slow you fall.
Oh, I've hit that.
Oh my word, well done, Neil. You've done it.
No,
Oh.
the hit detection doesn't click in until you land on the floor again. That's hard as nails, that
It's
is.
very, very difficult. I've never got off the first screen.
You better take back over.
Let's
No,
swap.
I've just completely lost the plot as soon as I sat down.
So, what's our next title?
I want to play the game Tim
Custard
suggested.
pie fight.
Custard pie
See if it's on our list.
It is on the list.
Because otherwise, Tim's going to go bankrupt asking for it.
Custard pie fight. Oh, tab C. Custard pie fight. No.
Well, I hope you've enjoyed the stream, everyone in chat. We're into our last 10 minutes, so we'll try and get as many games in as we can.
Lot of C's. Custard pie fight.
Custard pie fight.
Oh, that's
Comms off.
Spacebar for instructions.
Pie fight the game for 1 or 2 players. Hit your opponent 4 times with a pie to win. The 1 player option gives the
Happy flan flinging.
Ah, the Phantom Flan Flinger.
Do you want me to be player 2?
He was.
Yeah.
Never a day to
Let's do it.
Flan.
Saturdays to
Okay.
So 2 players is T.
Space
Anyone
bar
in
to
the
get
chat
started.
remember Tiz was? Chris Tarrant.
You're an after party on Twitch.
Oh my word.
No,
look
we're,
at the graphic.
oh,
this is
wow.
crazy.
Wow,
Walked
wait.
straight into it. It's like
They're vicious custard pies.
They've been
Right.
sharpened.
I'm
as
on the
well.
right, Gary's on the left. This is like the Simpsons game or something.
And Neil's got a tactic.
Go, Neil. Go, go, go.
Yeah, the fact
Oh, right in the Murray.
the fact there's no limit on your custard pies is.
Yeah.
Okay, we've got
Well,
a
I wouldn't be
shout out
allowed
on the
today.
screen. I'm going to get Custard Pie trying to read the shout out. Ilka would like another shout out for €2. Shout out to my wife, Ryoko
Takayama.
Ryoko Takayama.
Hello, Ryoko
Hello.
Takayama.
I bet you're going to go out and buy a BBC Micro after this.
LMD has donated €5 and 49 cents. It says, greetings from Finland. Let's see how Zalaga compares to Gallagher or Rocket Raid to
Right,
Scramble.
Zalaga next. Let's have one more Custard
Yep.
Pie fight. Finland.
The country where I most like to be.
The first time I make a mistake is the only time I'm not drunk beer.
Galaforce is more comparable to Gallagher.
Yeah.
Oh, Galaforce.
You get some beer in you later, Gary.
Yeah, but I mean, how can I make a mistake without beer?
Takayama.
I don't normally. with beer.
Come on, come on.
It's that mode from The
He's an
Simpsons
alcoholic.
on the left. It does look a lot
It is,
like
it is.
The Simpsons.
The Simpsons Custard Pie fight.
Anna Zero said, watched your vids a lot, RMC. Did not know you streamed.
So I stream more frequently and casually on Twitch, and then we have these bigger events on YouTube every now and then. Not very frequently, but it's nice to do it for a good cause when we do, as we have done today.
Tim Vickerstaff said, I used to work with the guy who played the Phantom Flam Flinger. That's a story for another time.
How am I not hitting you, Gary?
Chronosoft UK has
You love me
donated
too much, I
£5.
Thank you.
Chronosoft UK has donated £5. Says, well done to Neil and everyone else. Thanks for the afternoon's entertainment. Thank you very much, Chronosoft.
Let me just grab something. Somebody can take over my flan flinging.
Well, I think.
Go on, Mark. On the subject of Chronosoft, I've got something over here.
Right, what's the flan flinging finger?
Fingers. So up and down.
Yep.
Fire. So it's period fire.
Got
up
you.
And down.
Period Fire.
Say when you're ready.
The new album from Adele.
From Rebecca Black.
We're evenly matched there, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, we can start from this round. One more go. What's this?
So this is a bit of background.
This is actually
Yeah.
for you,
Keep
Gary.
your hands to yourself, Rodney.
Right, Gary. And everyone who is... can you grab a seat?
You can.
So everyone who is on the gift box level of Patreon, so patrons over a certain level at RMC get a gift box every year, just a little something. This is it. So
Oh,
Gary,
wow,
you can
okay.
be the first to get yours. It does include this, which I haven't been able to fit in the box.
Okay.
You get a Palm Pilot.
Oh wow!
With the charger and everything.
Not in every box, surely.
In every box, yes, I actually have.
A bazillion Palm Pilots.
I think it's every box. Yeah, I've got a bazillion Palm Pilots.
Oh my word.
Why have you got a bazillion Palm Pilots?
Oh,
There
that's
you go.
fun. That's fun.
Palm Pilot. It's different every year. I won't have a bazillion Palm Pilots every year, but you get that. It's working. It needs some charge.
Oh, this looks fun.
Now, I mentioned Chronosoft because everyone gets a copy of
Oh.
Chronosoft's latest game for the
nice.
ZX Spectrum, which is called Quadron. And a
Doubling
great game
up
it
on
is
Palm
too.
Pilots.
Really nicely packaged. So, thank you, Chronosoft. Please feel free to put your link to your website in there.
I have another palm.
Oh, okay. You only get one Palm Pilot.
So that's the power.
Okay.
Two palms in real life.
You also get that which you were asking for earlier.
Oh, beer.
It's very nice beer. I had one of those.
Everyone who
Oh,
is old
yes.
enough gets a bottle of Cave Dweller beer.
That's
Don't do that. The
Which
children
actually
might
tastes
copy
really
you,
nice.
Gary.
And the rest of it is a Monster Joystick Mini. So everyone gets a Monster
wow,
Joystick
Wow, thank you.
And
This
a
is why
fine,
everyone
fine
should be a
joystick.
patron of Nils.
Wow.
Where
It
else?
pays for itself, doesn't it?
Beer. I have beer.
And I've got a video
and so
coming up
I think
soon
there's one
to
for
show
you
how
as
to
well,
make that.
Andrew. There's one for you as well, Andrew.
Oh,
'cause you're
thank
on
you.
that patron level, aren't you?
Thank you.
That's awesome.
Have you done a video on?
Ian, I would give you
Monster
one, but you make the Monster Joystick.
Yes.
I'm not sure you'd like to be gifted a Monster Joystick.
He'll just have all
Gary,
the
you've dropped
beers.
something.
I've got one coming out of my ears. At
That's
the
a
moment.
really
What did you drop your paper?
Sorry, Neil.
So we're coming up to the end of the stream now.
Well, we had
Gary,
one more
wait
game
till
we
we
promised.
finish the
We
stream.
did promise Neil.
One more game?
We did, and it was
Oh, the Gallagher.
Zalaga. We did promise that.
Let's get Zalaga going.
Get Gary pack his
Looks like we
box
pulled
away.
successfully
It's nice, isn't it?
Granny's Garden.
Okay, we've got a couple more donations.
Granny's Garden!
Uh,
We've judged the Granny's Garden. We
So
won't
the
get
last
to
two
go
games
in
we're going to
her
play. The last two games we're going to play. You've done so well, Mark.
I can't help myself.
Yeah, thank you. I was going to ask you.
We've had €2 from Ilka, who says, how do you get the blue backlight in your cave? Those are LED tree up lighters.
No,
There you go. Peter Nankaro, £5. Was there a game called Nutter?
Nutter.
We can see that. So these are going to be the last two games, the Gallagher clone and Nutter.
What's the Gallagher?
Was it Zalaga?
Zalaga. If you can't find that one, there's
We'll go the other way. Don't worry.
Galaforce as well. is another good
How do you
one.
jump to a letter?
Oh, tab and... What's
Red.
this?
Zalaga.
Hey.
Sorry, no.
Quite hard, Mark.
Let's switch
Well,
to the
that's
game.
That's just like teletext.
It does, doesn't it?
Sound on, sound off. K for keyboard. One player game. Caps lock again. Interesting.
Spacebar to start. 10-minute Amiga Retrocast was a Palm dealer back in the early 2000s.
Oh, wow.
I had a Palm for a while when I was at college. I really enjoyed it. I really got on well with the graffiti input language method.
I'll
whatever
be
you call
fair,
it.
this is pretty
That's
impressive.
fast.
That is fast.
Fast handy or David?
Fast hand Gary.
I don't know how I do this all the time. Oh, shit.
Ilka just keeps making donations.
Oh.
Another €2. Ilka says,
Thanks, Ilka.
Finland and Japan loves your British.
Thank you.
Thank you. We love Finland.
Thanks, Ilka. Don't give us
And
all
Japan.
the money, though. We don't want you to get divorced.
We love Finland. We love Finland and Japan, Neil. We love all nations.
We love all
No,
nations.
Finland. Yeah, we do love.
I love
Finland
all
and
nations.
Japan. Ilka and Ryoka. Ryoka or Ryoko? I'm going to have to go back and check. It was Ryoko.
This is hard but good. I like the big sprites. Oh, why?
Because you suck.
Tim says, "Do we love North Korea?"
Neil
We
is
don't hate the
huge in
players,
North.
we hate the game.
Yeah. Neil is huge in North Korea.
Big in North Korea.
Yeah.
Big in the former Soviet bloc as well. He's big in Japan. Big in Japan.
Tim Vickerstaff says Nick Pelding did a smashing job of coding Zalaga. A bit late now, but Fire Track is worth a play. Another race game from him. What was the name of that other game? That last game? There was one other request. God, my memory's terrible.
Okay. This is good. This is good. Canada's good.
Zalaga.
Zalaga.
Sorry, not Gallagher. No.
Just trying to find the name of that other request.
I think it was above. The
Did you see it, Rob? Like, no, there was Nutter. That's it. Nutter.
Was it N Nutter?
Nifty Lifty. I want to play Nifty Lifty.
No, you could have played.
Gary on
Gary.
Sorry.
Gary, we're at the end of the stream. You can play it after the
All
stream.
right.
Yeah, Gary, you don't. Gary, you're here. The people leave.
Sorry.
See that camera there? People are watching you.
Sorry.
There's Nutter.
We do have Nutter.
Pardon?
ZX. What did he do? Copy is freeze. Copy is freeze.
I guess pause.
Delete is unfreeze. Okay.
Head left and head right. And...
So you've got to head.
I don't know if this is appropriate.
Okay.
I did warn you.
So you should have let me play Nifty Lifty.
And on that
We won't be
bombshell.
playing Nutter. I think that's a good way to end the stream. Wow.
Oh, well.
Okay. Well, thank you very much, everyone.
The graphics were quite good, though.
They were pretty
It
good.
was very realistic. You could certainly see who it was.
Yes. It was Charlie Chaplin, I believe.
In his struggle as the
Charlie
great
Chaplin.
dictator.
Yes.
Yes. Wow. Right. Thank you for that suggestion. Thank you, everyone. This is the very last chance. If you haven't made a super chat and you would like to, all money that comes into the stream goes towards the Mind charity, as well as that auction, which ended at
£410.
Let's just go back to the webpage if we can still see it.
Amazing.
£410, an incredible amount of money. Thank you so much. As I said, I'm going to recap the BBC Micro because you've been so generous. You deserve that little bit extra from me. So I'm going to do that for you.
Is it this one we're giving away or not?
It's the one down here next to me. There it is.
Got it.
And also, I will ask, so this has been cleaned. The reason I'm giving this one away is because that one's been painted and it's not to everyone's liking to have it retro brighted or painted, but this one is in really good original condition, all washed and cleaned. The ashtray cover is a bit broken, so I will throw in also a 3D printed cover. It's your choice if you want to use it or not. I'll put in the SD card and the SPI ROM, so that will go to a good home, hopefully, and I'll throw in any other extras I can find because you've been so generous. So yeah, thank you everyone. It's goodbye from me. It's goodbye from Mark Fixes Stuff.
Bye.
It's goodbye from Gary. Bye. It's goodbye from, who else have we got? Ian from monsterjoysticks.com. If you need a joystick for your retro computer, where do we go?
MonsterJoysticks.com with genuine Sanwa arcade parts.
MonsterJoystick.com.
It's goodbye from Andrew.
Goodbye.
And it's a massive thank you to Jamie from One Click Print, who donated £99.99 early on in the stream, matched by Ian at Monster Joystick. So that was an instant £200 into the pot. Incredible. Follow me on Twitter and I will announce how much we raised in total auction.
Well, I
and
think,
super
guys,
chats.
I think we need to say thank you to everyone.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, massive thank you to
I think
everyone.
we'll give them a round of applause, guys. Come on.
Yay!
Let's.
Well done, everyone. And yeah, check out the twitter.com/the Retro Man Cave and you'll see how much we've raised a little bit later today. We're off for some pizza and some beers, and then a bit more BBC Micro gaming. We'll fire up that game that we just had to stop. I reckon I need to see that now. Thank you, everyone. Take care and good night.
Bye.